Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming again once more this night, taking your time to come and join with us. Um, I know we're waiting for more people. Hopefully, they'll join with us. But I'll pass it to Totter and we'll continue.
Hey, thanks, Cats. Hey, what's up, everybody? FPV, how are you, man?
Hey, Gats, hey,
If you can
Mike.
answer.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, PV.
Yeah,
Okay, now and
another
then, yeah.
day, another day. Expecting a big snowstorm. We'll see about that over here in Jersey. Um, yeah. Any topics?
Hey, on
Whatever you
the
feel like.
topic of chemtrails, guys, I watched a video last night. It was a guy in the States somewhere. Had a lot of snow, and he went out and scooped some off a table in his yard. Now, this is a scoop off the top of the snow, and he went and let it melt in a glass, and the contents at the bottom of the glass was lots of metallic particles, obviously being chemtrailed. And his warning
Mm-hmm.
was, don't let your kids eat the snow. Because he got a magnet and put it in the glass and pulled it all out. There was loads of metal particles. Yeah, and it was quite a lot for like one glass scoop. So yeah, don't let your kids eat snow.
Oh,
Yeah, I tell my daughter that all the time. Like, actually, a few years ago, when I was looking into this more, I was like, "Don't you dare eat that." So she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "It's not like it used to be when we were kids. Like, believe you me, I know you want to do it. You want to catch it with your mouth and run around. And it's great, but don't eat it." And she just looked at me like, "Okay." And but now she's older and she's aware. She knows that these planes, these jets are putting out heavy metals and other things. Xenoestrogens and it's bad. But yeah, definitely don't let your kids eat the snow, especially the yellow snow. That's a joke. Did you get that, Cats?
mm, no,
She lives
mm,
in Arizona. There's no snow in AZ.
no.
Yeah, she's never seen that happen.
Freaking desert. It's dry and hot. Cats, how warm is it over there right now?
We're in the 70s. It's very
You're in the
warm.
70s. Wow. That's
It's
great.
very, yeah. It's nice, but it's very hot still. If my thing goes off, it's because I'm trying to get a hold of magician. So you guys, sorry.
Musicians for Truth. Yeah, Dread, come through if you can. I don't know who she's adding, but if you guys are available, come through so we can have a little discussion about any topic. I don't know what I want to talk about right this second. We were stalling, waiting for Patricia Steer to end her interview with Karen B, and just kind of lost my whole thought process here. I don't know what happened to me, but yeah. I mean, FPV. We didn't really talk about series work so much after. We got cut short and whatnot. Was there anything that you were thinking about that you may want to talk about now? Did you review
um,
some of the stuff he talked about? Because I hadn't had a chance
so,
to go over the video again, honestly.
well, we both differ on how it works. I can see that clearly.
Okay.
I, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to challenge his version on it. I'm progressing nicely as far as I can see. The real world data's backing up what I'm saying. I think series his thoughts on it kind of go along with the Vedic teachings. That's all very well nice and that. That's what he believes in. Fact, you've got to go along with it. I've just been coming at it from a different angle, like the Nazca lines and what we've seen in the skies and what kind of real world data can back that up. It's progressing like this. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Going.
I think
Uh-huh.
Series hasn't been keeping up to date with my research. So, he probably hasn't seen the picture I'm seeing. So maybe if he watches more of it, he'll maybe get the same conclusions from it. I don't know.
Right. Right. Going back to the Nazca lines, how how you use that to get these blueprints, if you will. Um, those Nazca lines didn't correlate on the AE map, did they?
No, I tried them on a few various type AE style maps. There's 3 or 4 out there with various configurations, and it just wasn't making any sense because there isn't like 4 corners you can overlay them on. So I'm looking
Right.
for 4 corners, and I found it on Series' map. Well, the Mercator map's close, but Series is probably the one I would go by because it's taken from their data and straightened out and leveled out, and it seems to fit perfect with this grid.
Right. Maybe this question's come up before, and I don't remember if you actually answered it or not. Actually, I do remember you saying that you weren't sure about the sun's trajectory because we don't have anybody on that. But what do you think about the sun going around the North Pole, the alleged North Pole? That would be on the AE map. With the Arctic sun and whatnot, anybody can go there and watch the sun circulate around this plane of existence. Even for myself, I'm just trying to like wrap my head around it working on the square map, and why do we see it, or why is it being able to be? Take it from the top, Mike. How is it possible that you can record the sun circling at the North Pole in that fashion? If it's a square map. I'm not challenging you from your point, but why do you think that is? Is it because what Siri was saying, that we're in the fourth dimension and we're perceiving things in circles? Is that what he was suggesting? Oh, man, I gotta watch it again. So I'm just kind of like
you'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I'm not disputing the 24-hour Arctic sun. I've seen it myself on the video.
Right.
I'm not going to dispute that, but that has to be factored into this map also. Obviously it'll work easily on the E map, or pick a map, it'll work somewhere or other, and that has to be factored in with how this technology that we investigate is. How does it work with this? I can see it works. Right. So there must be a say a program running it that seems to be looping it around in the north. Now, in the of course, it's the opposite at the moment. The south should be getting 24-hour sun, and we've seen Antarctica since now 1 month. 12th of December, till now, it's had 24-hour sun in the Antarctic. But the problem there is it's from a stationary light source. It's not the sun. You can see the sun going past in the video camera, but there is a static light source that's keeping it 24-hour light. So there's that to look into. You got that
right.
factored in, but it's not a looping sun like we see around the Arctic. So could it be their sun simulator to help take
it's
in the south? I don't know. No, we might never get
that stationary light.
Yeah,
the stationary light. When I think of that stationary light, I think of the sun simulator for some reason. I don't know why, but who knows? I mean, I'm only speculating. I have no idea, man. Honestly. But I don't mind thinking about it,
Mike. Where there is some kind of a light manifests there. You've seen those videos yourself now on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
Manifestation of light going on there. We are looking into some ideas to do with that, but we'll keep that for another research night when we've got some things to show you.
Yeah,
but Arctic, I'm definitely. I'm not disputing. I'm not disputing the Arctic sun. I've just got that has to be factored in with any map because it exists. Yeah. So it's
it does exist. The sun does do that up in the northern region in the Arctic Circle, if you will. Whether it's a circle or a square, I don't know, man. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see if it's the same sun or is there something else going on. Because we have got there's a sunspot group now that's been run by Sandra to help grab sunspot videos from around the world, and let's compare the sunspots to see if there is more than one sun, and that might explain a few other things going on if there is more than one.
Right. The other night, a shout out to Karen B, by the way. The other night, Karen B had a little bit of some data, recorded data of the sun and how it somewhat. It seems to be spinning as it goes by, like the moon. And on her video that she was showing us, this was off air. It was just something she was showing us, just food for thought. It made me think about what you were saying. If it's the same sun, if not, but if the spots are spiraling, or it almost seems like it's spinning. You know, that's what it looks like. The wheel looks like it's spinning, and it looks like the spots seem to be moving with it. I don't know.
I would put that. I would put that down to the rotation as it goes around the halos. As it's going from one halo to another, there is going to be some kind of rotation, and you know that could be why we're seeing what's going on with the sunspots. Yeah, I've seen that nice. It's a nice video. You've already seen that. They're kind of rotating towards the center.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they vanish into the center. I would have to watch it again. You know, I thought it was unusual at the time when she made the video, and I thought, wow, I didn't actually know they'd done that myself. So it's handy
I didn't know that
now
either.
Handy to know, isn't it? You almost think it's going to be stationary or maybe slight movement, but no, seems to be quite a lot going on there.
It's like the moon doing its spin as it goes by. You know, it starts to rotate on its own like a wheel. The ancients suggested that there were wheels, didn't they? Their depictions, those old illustrations and their artwork show it like a wheel spinning in the air.
Then halos might actually answer a few other questions as well. You know, where you see in old paintings and things, you see like something round in the sky. There's a halo they were looking at. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff, man. Like I said before, going back to the volcano that erupted in where was that? Was it in Thailand or the Philippines? Anybody remember that? I think it was the Philippines. There was an eruption. It was an active volcano that went off, and if one conscious was here, she could probably interconnect what other things are going on as far as activities go and PowerPoints. Maybe something was switching on, or you know what I'm saying. You know, in that kind of dialogue, she could probably explain it, because I'm just guessing if it got switched on, I'm sure something else is going to get, either there'll be a tremble, or there'll be a wave of energy.
Yeah,
we're always talking about that. It seems to be in waves.
Was one just recently, wasn't there, where she said it put the temperatures up where she lives. The temperature went up for a day and it dropped down again after that warm air passed by.
Yeah, and she said it was coming my way, and it did the same thing. It did do that. It got really warm. It rained. The snow melted, and then the next night it was like 20 degrees or something like that. Now we're back into like the 30s. We're gonna get snow tonight. I'm expecting like 3 to 6 inches in my area.
Yeah, they've had 6 inches around Glasgow region, Lanarkshire. I was talking to Jay earlier. He took his mobile phone outside and give me a pan around. Yeah, there's about 6 inches of snow where he lives. Very, very rare snows where I live. It might snow a little bit. It never lays enough to cause serious problems.
You get a lot of frosting though, don't you?
Yeah, frost, rain. It's wet out there tonight.
Yeah.
But hailstones yesterday. It is cold, but it just doesn't seem to settle the snow.
Yeah, cool, man. What's up, cats? Are you there, cats?
Hi. Yeah, I'm here.
Chat.
Yeah, I'm watching chats too.
You're watching the chat. Shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. If you want to give a shout out, cats, to everybody in chat, that'd be cool. I was waiting for more people to show up.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy, Ginger, Luke, and of course Jill is Ginger. So far, I know that there's 2 people still on, Jamie and of course Sunnymoon, and they should be joining us soon. Hi Richard, Richard's there, and those are it for now. So, what are you guys talking about?
Just random stuff at the moment, really.
Yeah, we're just talking about the research and how it's an ongoing thing, and everybody knows that it needs a lot of fine tuning. It's a work in progress, and who knows? I mean, right now it's a square. It might be a diamond. it, it might be an octagon. I have no idea, but it's the sun
Could be an
definitely
off.
circulates. The sun definitely circulates in the northern area. It does circulate around the alleged North Pole, if that is the North Pole. It's definitely going around something. So that's something to consider. Um, it's bizarre, man. I'm trying to make sense of it with the square map and the path of the sun.
Mm.
It's throwing me
Well, the
off a
path's
little
just
bit.
going to go. The path's just going to go around these halo systems until there's a reset or whatever it needs to do to go elsewhere. So yeah, the sun in the south could be being fake from what we've seen at Antarctica now. I've never noticed that actually before. I've seen videos where they were fake. You could clearly see they were trying to fake 24-hour sun because
Oh,
things
we've
in
seen
the
that one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We've
there's
seen
things in
that,
the
yeah.
background changed when the camera came back round. So yeah, they were faking it before, and I'm thinking now it could be something fake there again, especially if it's been stationary. You can't see it. You can't see what it is. It's behind that station. They're masking it out, but they can't mask out the light that it's giving off. You can see it radiating through whatever layers they're trying to put over the screen. I shouldn't have said that. They'll put another layer on now, won't they?
Yeah. Anything to hide the truth, right? That's what they're trying to do here. Ultimately, just
I was listening, well, really reading the chats how at Jamie's how they're messing around with all our account, like our thumbs up, our views, and I can't believe how they're controlling our hangout because it's only 178. The last two hangouts that
yeah.
we
The
have.
the numbers ain't moving up. I know a lot of people that have viewed that. It's the same thing is going on with the other people that are
Right.
YouTube content creators, where like Issa and Shill Scanner, they got videos that they put a cap on their count. They're like maxed out at like 120 or 140, and it's just that's what they're doing. They just want to discourage everybody. They want to discourage the content creator. They want you to think that no one's viewing your channel or no one's really giving a crap of what you're doing. But we know that's not true because it's a growing community. And I mean, one video had 1,300 views, and the next day I had 300 views on Cat Eyes, one of the earlier hangouts, and it was so obvious. I'm like, really? And then that number wouldn't even grow from that point. So they deducted 1,000 views, but put a cap on it. So when you did keep viewing it, the number wasn't going to go back up. It was going to stay down. And that's happened to, like, God, we had D Marble, and I know that got a lot more views than it's suggesting. They're just trying to discourage us cats. They're doing that to everybody.
And
Anybody
now,
speaking about the truth is going to get targeted. We're
yeah,
over here doing it on your channel, so your channel is going to get targeted. If we were doing that on FPVs and we were doing the same thing, we'd have the same sort of dialogue, same crew here, same team. They would be doing it there. If we move it to my channel, it'd be the same thing. it wouldn't matter. We could open a new channel and have 0 subs and start going from there, start from 0, and I guarantee you they'll do the same thing there. They'll put a cap on the views, and people get unsubbed randomly.
yeah, I
People are telling
know.
me that they were subbed to me, and then they're like, I thought I was subbed to you, and I had to resub you. I'm like, that's another thing they're doing.
Not only that,
Um,
they're shutting down streams now. I mean, big time without no reason.
they're shutting down streams. They're doing they're putting a buffering glitch into the system somehow. I don't know how they do that in the interface, but I'm noticing a lot of live chats. They're doing that. We got a lot of the buffering, and that's just part of. That's just what's called. It's called damage control, and it's just one of their tactics. Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what they're
fixed
doing.
campaign. I treat it like politics, like the Dems or whoever. Pick a political group even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just dirty tactics. It's all they've employed.
That's what this is. I've said it before. I mean, flat Earth is a political movement. I mean,
yeah.
it's because it affects everything. It affects it affects the education system. It affects the control the government has over people. It affects our media. It affects our entertainment. It affects everything. Is just based around the heliocentric model, and it's definitely agenda driven by these elites, the powers that should not be. Exactly.
Globalists.
Yeah.
That's the best
These
name.
globalists. Yeah, the globalists. You know, we have a lot of labels for them, but ultimately they are the leaders of this. Well, they're spinning globe. But yeah, they're calling all the shots, and they're just censoring us, and they're doing what they can to just shut us down. But we got to keep going, you guys. Like Karen B said it. We got to just keep talking about it, and we need people just to speak the truth, even at a local level. Like, yeah, that's what needs to happen. People need to talk about flat Earth at their dinner table, and that's what we're trying to get to. More people talking about flat Earth, not just necessarily flat Earth, but well, you guys know the conspiracies and everything against humanity, the oppression and the taxing and tax this, tax that, pay for energy. You guys know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go in that rant, but yeah, we got to keep talking about it. Ultimately, just keep saying it over and over again. Get more people on board. Other channels, they should be doing live streams and echoing this, if not coming up with new ideas. And not just coming out and saying that we have a problem here, this is a problem, but we need people also, like I said before, and we need to find people that can find solutions to some of these problems, and that's something that we're not doing. We're focusing more about the shape of the Earth and the collusion, but we need to find a solution to end this conspiracy. I guess talking about it is good, but we need to do something more active. I have yet to find out what that's going to be. Yeah, I mean, like, we're not going to convert everybody, and that's not my goal. My goal is just to make people aware of all the other insanity or all the other insane things that are going on here. Flat Earth is important, but I don't know if that's the slam dunk. I think the slam dunk is more pointing out the authorities, and we need to call them out. That's where I'm at with this. Calling out Neil deGrasse and all the priesthood. You guys know I'm echoing what I said before, but that's really where it's at. We got to take these people out of power somehow, and they don't want us talking about it, so they're going to censor us and delete videos and all that craziness.
Mm-hmm. But I think I heard something about YouTube. God, let me think real quick what it was.
Well, YouTube is owned by Google, and
Right.
Google is probably working with the government.
Yeah, of course they are.
It's actually, I mean, I'm only speculating, but the government has their hands in that company or that corporation. It's probably a military faction, and they're just calling it Google. Probably a CIA department or some sort, and they're just putting up these actors to pretend that they're the CEO of the company and whatnot. And they probably are, but at the same time, they're
Spyware,
not
isn't
helping us. Yeah, spyware and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Luke was saying that sometimes he doesn't get notifications, which is true. I don't get mine either sometimes, and it's weird.
Oh, that used to happen to me all the time with like Pancho Pete, and when Candy was doing her hangouts. It was so weird. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? How did I not get the hangout, the notification, the alert? And like 3 hours later, I'd be working or whatever, and then I'm like, look at my phone, and she had like 3 hours in. I'm like, oh man, really? Like no notification. I have the freaking alert bell. I have the alert on. That happens all the time. Not just her channel, but there was other channels too that was happening for live hangouts. It's the same tactic, like you said. It's a political movement. These people want to shut us down. They want to shut us up. They don't want people talking about the truth or opposing the establishment in any way, shape, or form. And I mean, hey, we're sick of it. You know, we're sick of being lied to, and we're sick of paying for shit that we don't need. You know, or that should be for free. You know, I'm not saying we don't need energy. Of course, we need energy, but a lot of that energy should be free. You know, that's just another way of taxing the people, keeping you enslaved, paying
Yeah.
for energy that we really shouldn't have to be paying for. Maybe pay for a maintenance thing, but come on, $200-300 a month on stuff that's just ridiculous. You know, I mean, some people spend more depending on the size of their house and their consumption, but that's just crazy. You know, carbon tax. Give me a break. What's next? Breathing the air? We're gonna tax you for breathing the air.
How much air left to breathe now, is it?
Yeah,
All contaminated.
it's all air. Yeah, that's like, oh my god, it's craziness. Yeah.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. Well, going back to YouTube, yeah, they're a controlled platform, and if they're being influenced by the government or owned by the government, of course they're gonna have their hands in here, and they're gonna manipulate the numbers and censor people and take out people like Eric Dubay, and just they're just gonna keep at it, and we have to keep at it as well. You guys, we're at the forefront of this thing. We have to keep pushing forward. We're not as big as some of the other channels, but we're hitting the head on the nail. So we're also targeted. Obviously, I mean, cats. The numbers show it.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
pretty obvious that they don't want any of this getting out.
Mm.
I mean, some of us, we go off and we rant and whatnot, but the research team and all that, they're doing good, and it's good for the community, and even other researchers in different tribes, flat Earth tribes, they're doing their thing too, trying to make sense of what's going on. So, it's all good.
It sure is.
Hey, one.
Hi,
Hey guys.
Juan.
Hey, well, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to ask you about the volcano in the Philippines. Was it not Philippines?
Oh yeah, what happened?
It erupted.
Oh, sorry. I've been busy. I haven't even opened my Quake app in a couple days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
How
saw
how
that.
bad was it?
I don't listen. I don't ever watch the news. You guys know that, but I'm watching the news because we're expecting a snowstorm, and this guy wants me to work with him. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. So I've been, watching it to see. I'm tracking the snowstorm, and I saw something about this earthquake in the Philippines, and I don't know what magnitude. I don't know if anything else got triggered, and I wanted to ask you about that. But
Hmm.
like you said, you haven't opened up your app and you haven't got yourself up to speed on what's going on.
Let me look. Give me a second. I have my
Yeah,
app on my phone. Yeah.
yeah. We'll do a live search. It's all right. But in case anybody was wondering what happened the other night when we shut down, Katz inadvertently pulled the trigger, so she shut down the Hangout. We apologize for that. It happens. Sorry about that, you guys. But we had a post show in our Hangout, and it was really cool. A lot of that stuff definitely cannot be aired live, so it was a private meetup in a sense, in the back chats, and it was a great conversation we had going with a few of the solid flat earthers in our community. And you guys know who you are. It's secret. I can't say.
I'm looking for it. Sorry. Philippines, you said?
I think it was the Philippines. I could be
I
wrong.
think it was a five. I think it was 5.1 about 3 days ago in the Philippines that Trottle's talking about.
What did you say? I'm sorry. Somebody tried to call.
I think the one Strotter's on about is 3 days ago, so I think it was somewhere around 5.1 in the Philippines. But I haven't looked into it or anything.
Yeah, I saw that in the news, and I thought I'd just ask you. Yep. So, what else is going on, cats?
Um, no, like you said, I apologize. What happened? Was it yesterday or the day before? That it was a
Yeah.
troll, and I didn't want nothing to happen to this channel, so I stopped the streaming. But oh well, I'm sorry, whoever was here. So
Better safe than sorry, though.
no, I was trying. I wanted to be safe again. You know, have to. I don't know. It's just a reflex. Again, you know, like
Yeah, yeah, the cat reflex.
yeah. Oh my yes.
You were quick. Boom. Like, what happened here?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
we're
went.
done? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you all started to keep chatting, and
We're
I'm
like
like,
talking, like we're on the air, and I'm like, wait a minute. You're like, oh, we're not on live anymore? I'm like, oh, all right. Well, just keep chatting, guys. So, no, it was good. It was good because it got into a good conversation with the boys, and it was good. That's all I can say. You know, it was a good conversation. You guys are good. I love you guys that were there. I love all you guys. You guys are amazing. And you guys that were there the other night with me and Cats, that was awesome. You guys know what's up. Thank you for having our backs, man. It really says a lot. It means a lot to both of us.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, for sure. What do you have, one? What you got there?
Okay, I'm kind of looking if it's the one in Guadalupe. I mean, because actually, what I'm seeing is there's been a lot of volcanoes go off in this area. We probably don't hear about it, but I'm seeing from Mexico down to where it detaches to South America, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 volcanoes that have erupted in the last 7 days. One in the Philippines at Guadalupe, and then I've got like 7 more that went to North South America, and all the way down the entire side of South America has erupted. What that is from, I'm not. I mean, I can't really find the specific one because it's. I don't know. I have Guadalupe as close as I'm finding, but sure, coming in from Hawaii, which has been blowing up with some volcano activity and earthquakes, and then Alaska. That's what it's all from. That's a perfect example of when all that pressure builds up. Each volcano is about the size of a 5.0 earthquake. So we're kind of lucky because if we're getting these volcano eruptions, we won't get a large, humongous earthquake. It's releasing pressure.
Who's eating sweets? That's all it is. Sweetie wrappers or something.
I don't. Maybe it's my mic when I move. Is it me?
Yeah, it's a lot of noise off you. Yeah.
Probably just. Yeah. All right. I'll mute. Sorry about that.
I thought you were shelling peanuts there.
But yeah, that's the best I could figure is there's so many erupting right now. It's just all that pressure. That's all I can figure.
That'll come up on Ron's plot anyway, won't it? It'll show up on there.
Yeah.
Amongst all the others. It's just never ending on there, isn't it? You look at
Yeah,
that.
because the thing about my quakes is with the Earthquake 3D app, which I use on my computer, and I use a different one on my I don't have the exact same app for the two that I've found anyway, but my earthquake app is going to show up. These are going to be showing up as quake pressures because they read on the seismograph, if that makes sense. So I'll have these tracked. They'll show up because when the seismograph moves, it's going to show up like a close to a 5.0 earthquake.
What's the average quake magnitude anyway? I've never actually asked anyone that. What's the average number?
I think it runs between 3 and 5, depending, because it starts out kind of low, and as it makes its swoops through the different zones, and then it'll run through, and then as it kind of restarts, where I notice it happen is like New Zealand. I mean, I like to use New Zealand because that's a real good start point, but it'll run through all of the pressure, kind of go back and start over, and every time the deep quake gets bigger, it'll cause bigger movement. So it kind of does a process. And then after it runs through its process, we'll see it kind of drop back down. It's usually after it's lost steam with a few big earthquakes or lots of volcano blasts, which we're getting now. So far, we've released that pressure in Mexico with that 7.2. And now we have at least 17 volcanoes that I can count erupting. So it's releasing all that pressure that's been building up in Alaska that we watched for what, FPV 3 weeks before that? Remember all the swarms?
Yeah.
They're all coming out now. Exactly. They're all coming out. They're going to push on past and go on through to the center, and they're going to move up north. Like all that pressure is going to move up north, and it's a good guess where it goes beyond that because we don't get data. So, but yeah, that's about what's happening. That's what's going to happen.
It'll probably go to the North Sea oil gas platforms and sold on.
Yeah. So was that what you kind of wanted to know, Totter? I wasn't. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just wondering if anything else got triggered, and I know there's this connection with everything else, and
I'll bring an image up. Hold on a sec. Can you
Sure.
chat more?
Yeah, because I know there's a connection there, and looking at the research you guys have been doing, I see how it correlates with other things. So I figured I'd ask you.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because like California, Mount St. Helens had a pretty nice earthquake just a few days ago. It wouldn't set off an eruption. It would swarm like crazy before it actually set off an eruption. But if you look at Mexico, now think about that. That 7.2 was a huge amount of pressure. And then all of a sudden those pressures moved a little southward and all these volcanoes started popping. So yeah, we can see how they're connected.
Can you give me control caps, please?
Oh, go ahead.
You there, cats? Yeah, got it. Right, here we go. Here's the information from 3 days ago, which I think was the Philippines one. But I think they'll all be on there. You can go through that one if you can see it well.
Yep, I'm looking. So it looks like. Oops. It went away. It went small. I see the chat.
That was weird. Hold on.
Okay, I see it now.
There you go.
All right. So look, the Philippines are right there to the east of Mexico, right, in the islands. So see it lighten up. I'm just saying, like, the yellow is deeper than the blue. And what it takes, I think, to set off a volcano blast like that is a lot of deep pressure. Let me watch it for a second. So off to the west, see the stuff coming in from, it's probably in between Hawaii and Easter Islands. See that purple and yellow and red over there to the very west of our map? That's where it's coming from. And Alaska. It comes in from there. Not sure what's beyond there, actually. But there's definitely something that's pushing pressure into our world. And it hits Hawaii, and then it comes down from Alaska, hits Hawaii, all rolls across, and then it's setting off all those volcanoes. Plus, we've got that really deep one down there right in the middle of South America. That's probably setting off all the southern ones. So,
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I see that corner there. FPV, can you explain again what the circles mean on this grid?
Yeah, sure. The circles you can see on there's off the Nazca line overlays, the Nazca Mandala and the Sun Star of Peru. There's actually two overlays there. The 8x8 on the inside of the 12x12 is the Nazca Mandala, and of course the external 12x12 is the Sun Star of Peru Mandala. And they were overlaid on this map, and I figured out that's what we would call the tropics on this map. And sun and moon are navigating in and out of these tropics. So yeah, they're overlays from Nazca guys, and they also we would call them a part of the ley line system, because one's earthquake data is also following this grid. You know, it's not just what you see there. These things actually follow this grid. And on a micro scale, you know, when you start putting all the local ley lines in and such, you'll find it all connects all to the same grid. So yeah, it's Nazca line overlays, and because they seem to be ringing true of a lot of things we're looking at, we're going to keep using them. Because as far as I'm concerned, they are part of the blueprint of how this world operates. Would you agree, Juan?
yeah, I do. Absolutely do. I mean, plus there's just more that I'm learning that I'm not so much prepared to talk about in detail. But I did a small video and I mentioned those crystal caves in our last update. And that's something I'll be talking about coming up when I get a little more information about it. But just to mention, that huge crystal cave is right by where that 7.2 hit. And that pushed all that pressure, and it's seriously following this grid so perfect. And I added all those ley lines, and I've got crystal caves sitting where lines cross over. So in a sense, it sends their energy in 4 directions. It's just interesting. I don't know enough to really talk a lot about it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the future presentation.
Yeah. Yeah, I only brought it up because I had brought it up a little bit before, but I don't really have a lot else to go on it yet. I've been working, so I haven't had a lot of time to research it as much as I'd like to yet. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like what he did and how he put he strained out his map, and he overlaid it on Series map or FPV's map, and that was a nice little connection there. It looked pretty good.
That was neat, wasn't it?
That was pretty cool.
I didn't expect that, and that was really cool. He brought it back to show us. Not only did he do it, but he brought it back to show us. Holy cow! Look, it did work. You know.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was cool. Yeah,
he's on his journey. He's trying to make sense of it. Also, it's good. You know.
We just go straighten them out. That's what we call it, straightening this bloody map out, because everyone's getting wrapped around the globe and all of these other kind of models. When you put it out on this style map, flatten it out basically, yeah, it does make sense.
Same with the ley lines. I found them where they're on the globe, they're wrapped around, they don't make a lot of sense. I mean, you can see the connections, but when you literally straighten them out, it's like, oh, that's why that's there. Okay, you know, it makes a lot more sense to me.
I know it makes sense on this map, and it makes sense also on the AE projection too. Maybe a little off in their specific points, the power points,
for
ley lines. It just seems. Well, I know, I know you oppose it, but it makes sense also on that one. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
We're all still on this journey, but I'm just throwing that out there. It seems good also.
but I can see why he was fascinated with his PowerPoints made the 5-pointed stars. That would catch my interest as well. But then when he laid it out and it came out to be a complete straight line going pretty much over our tropics, to me that made a little more sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Right, right.
that's why they're there. You know what I mean? They're across our tropics. It's
Uh-huh. No, I know that.
Not only that, they're actually touching on the spots where angels are.
yeah.
I seen that straight away when he straightened it out and put it on this map. I thought, wow, that's actually touching some of the locations we've already highlighted.
Mhm.
He's missing a lot, but yeah, the ones he put on, I think 95% of them were touching spots we've already put an angel being in that location.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I guess I'm playing devil's advocate here for the AE map because of the Arctic sun and it going in a circular motion. It's not going straight across. It's not doing anything else, and it's trajectory. Sorry, you guys. Um, you can totally follow it. You can see it. It's not going through any portals when you observe it from the Arctic Circle. It's not disappearing or anything like that. It's just
there's
it's viewable all the way around.
What we need to be looking at is the Enochian calendar to see how it worked it out, because there is days where the sun will go for the solid month before it changes its pattern. The moon's a lot easier to catch out. It changes regular, but the sun, it can on the Enochian calendar, from what I remember, it'd like use what we would call one portal for 1 month, and then it'd change to another. It was only like changing once a month, so you might not notice it at that time of year. It could be just looping around for. I'm not even sure how long it loops in 24 hours for yet. That's not something I've looked into. All that does need looked into for this map. I think it'll work. I think it'll work fine on this map. It's not going to be unique to a globe or other map. It is happening, so it must work on this map one way or another. And it's down to you're going to have to look at the Enochian calendar, to say what it's doing for January. So if we were getting 24 Arctic sun now, say, we'd have to look at the Enochian calendar to see if that fits in. If it doesn't, then there's either something wrong with the calendar or the model. This model, if we do find flaws, we will adjust accordingly. But as of yet, we haven't found any. It's working out better than we thought.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I wasn't trying to get into the research conversation, but I had to ask about that earthquake and just its connection, and then of course it's such a hot topic. Trying to make sense of how this world functions, and a lot of us are pondering it, and some people are researching it and doing the magnetic data and looking at ley lines and power points and volcanoes and what do you guys think? Well, we know gravity doesn't exist, so that's right out the window. It's like guaranteed. It's done. That's just a theory. It's never been proven. Okay, we know that. But what do you think's holding the sun and the moon up?
Electromagnetic halos. So anything we can.
And when
see,
I say holding it up, I know
moving
James has his take on it. The source and whatnot. But do you guys think that the sun and the moon are just luminaries in the sky?
Let's see now. It might not even actually be in the sky. It could be below ground, being projected into the sky as yet. Well, we haven't ruled that out either. These physical halos below ground. There's something going around there that's creating that rotating flow up in the sky. But what's to say the luminaries in the sky aren't also going around the physical metalwork of the thing below ground? So yeah, there's that to consider. It might not be in the sky, but from what I've seen on the Antarctic camera, and this halo system would suggest it's either going around the sky using them or it's below ground using them and being projected into the sky to appear like it's using them. So yeah, options.
Yeah, I know.
The technological side of it, it could be one or the other. You know, there's that to rule out. As above, so below. You might actually mean what you're seeing in the sky is happening below. You know, there's that to really consider. Is what we're seeing in the sky really there as a projection?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. It's wild, man. You sometimes lose yourself thinking about these things. You're like, like, well, electromagnetic. Oh God, wait a minute here, and then just like, it's a lot. It is a lot. I guess I need to rewatch the video from the other day. I've been doing other things, but definitely gonna watch it later tonight. Take notes down what Sirius was saying. I was gonna do that the other day, but something else came up, so I didn't have time. Otherwise, I'd be chatting about his research a little bit more. But that's pretty much where I'm at right now, you guys. Go ahead.
I saw a video just recently. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but it's by Flatwater, Flat Earth. And he kind of goes through, I believe it's the Enochian calendar as to how the luminaries move in the sky, the sun. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. No.
I'm going to link it there. It's in the chat. It's in the back chat there. But he talks about how it stays on its one cycle for 30 days at a time. It goes in a certain portal. He does call them portals, that it enters through, say, portal 4 and exits out of portal 4 on the other side when it sets, and it repeats that for 30 days and then moves on to portal 5, comes, runs across, goes. You'd have to watch it because I'm a big, ground person, so I don't spend a lot of time staring at the skies, honestly, other than chemtrails, of course, but if you watch that video, I really wanted to try to write it down and draw it out and map it out, but then I started doing it and I confused myself, so I stopped. So
okay.
maybe, but I sent that link. It's a 20 some minute video, and he goes through exactly what the Enochian calendar is saying about the sun coming in a certain portal and going out a certain portal and repeating for 30 days.
You're talking about Glenn from Flatwater?
Flatwater, Flat Earth. Yeah, that's the video.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
His name is Glenn, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if his stuff is copyrighted. I don't know if we could view that right now.
I don't know.
FPV would have to look at it and see if it's okay to do. I mean, I'd like to see it now instead of having to wait.
Right.
Because it's like we're talking about it. Can't we like watch it? Is he copyrighted?
Well, I don't know how to tell that, but
FPV knows what to do. If you want to have a look at that FPV on the link, and just confirm if we could view it for a bit.
Yeah, we'll do. I was just setting an image of D.
Yeah. And shout out to Glenn from Flatwater. He's been around a while.
I'll screen share this for you guys. It's sent from D. He says, "Just look familiar." Hold on. Just get the window on.
It's okay.
I haven't looked at the site you want us to look at yet. This is something else.
Okay.
There you go. D sent that in one of the chats. Cue the X-File music. That was on cue, wasn't it? There you go. D sent that. Z said, "Does it look familiar?"
Is this the tallest building in Dubai?
I'm not sure which building it is. If he's still in chat, ask him to talk about that. All I know is it's in Dubai. This other channel. Well, you don't have to actually go to that guy's channel to get the Enochian calendar. You can go on Google, and there's plenty of Enochian calendars you could probably pick from and show one, if that's what you were asking before.
No, she watched a video from Flatwater, and it was
right.
regarding
Angel.
how everything rotated and whatnot, how the luminaries are moving, and how it goes through a portal, and after 30 days it goes to another degree into another portal. And now that you're talking about that, I remember seeing that video a while back, but it'd be nice to just watch it again and just refresh our memories about it. And I don't know if Glenn has it copyright on it. I don't know.
Dee said it's the tallest building in Dubai, I think.
And it's an angel site, maybe. Yeah, could be. There's going to be lots of sites around the world. We were looking in Scotland earlier, showing Jay something up in Scotland, and suddenly figured out why it was there. Yeah, they're everywhere. This technology is everywhere below ground. There's 266 known halos in the sky, so plus them larger ones that we call the tropics. So yeah, I would expect them to be everywhere, and in certain locations, there's going to be features built there. Not obvious to us, but obvious to the people that's built there. That's for sure.
Right. I was in another chat yesterday. Was it? I think it was, and they were talking about, all the fire. I mean, this is kind of off subject. I'm sorry. I'm kind of totally derailing this a little bit. But he was talking about the fires in California, and I was suggesting that it was probably a direct energy weapon that was being used.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about where the fires took place in California. I mean, there's probably a few different agendas why they wanted those fires, and they want people out of Cali. There's probably a few reasons for that. But I was thinking that, do you think these fires were augmented by maybe the fault lines, or I don't know, like magnetic energy or electromagnetic energy from below coming up? You think that might have intensified the fires in any way, shape, or form? Or do you just think they were, like I suggested before, they were probably direct energy weapons of some sort, that kind of technology?
Like a laser?
Like scalar wave technology or some sort.
Looking at the location, I would expect it to be lots of natural ones there. But
in California?
Yeah. And also, from a political point of view, it'd be a place they would want to go after themselves and keep. So yeah, you've got nature's motive and a political motive.
Right. Yeah, I thought about that when we were talking. It was me. I think it was Ace McLeod, and was it Flatjack? I think it was. But it was a good conversation. It was good. And it made me think about that, though.
That is pretty. That is interesting.
After I said all that, I started thinking, like, wait a minute, maybe it has a correlation with the earthquake activity and some sort of electromagnetic pulse, a wave of energy going through that part of the world and just intensifying the heat. I don't know. It occurred to me after,
Was the fire Southern California?
Well, they were all over the place. That's the thing. I feel like some of them were like they were started by the state. The state fabricated terrorism, is what I'm thinking.
Well, I had heard how bad they were chemtrail in California leading up to that, and I had heard someone mention all the aluminum falling all over the place, and then them using something to spark it.
Well, there's videos of green and blue lasers were captured on video coming from the sky, and then moments later, enormous fires would just occur, and a lot of hot spots and stuff. Even firemen were reported that they saw lights coming from the sky or something, but they want to call them conspirators, or how the media just wants to change the narrative and like, no, these fires this is what it was, and what the governor say, it's because of what the governor say. Oh, it's because of global warming, and this is going to occur like probably once a year. So this is because of global warming. That's what he was saying. I'm like, this guy's so freaking full of crap. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
I've never heard of a quake starting a fire. I'm not saying that it's not possible, I suppose.
Mhm.
But I would think more like, if I was going to think fire, I would think lava, volcanoes. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'd have any way to possibly do that. Sounds I think they used a weapon or some kind, like you're saying. And they saw lasers. That sounds like it to me.
Yeah, there's a few YouTube videos up still that captured that. Um, Not still photos, the actual video of it taking place. And then I forgot who put up the video, but they also had like a drone, like from the military, like totally. Um, that had nothing to do with the fires, but just pointing out that the technology does exist, and they were showing how they were being used, and it had the similar effect. So right away, I'm thinking it was used against the government, went against their own people, like they always do.
Yeah, they always do. That's the truth. They must want
And always going
California
up.
for something. They must want to destroy all the houses and try to
Right,
get that land for something.
right. So what I'm suggesting, okay, I'm only speculating, you guys, of course, but what I'm saying is that they got the fire started, right, and they got the people out of the areas they wanted, and then somehow it was intensified because the temperatures were reaching like God. It was almost like, what was it, 24,000 degrees, or was it 2,800? I forget. God darn it! I'm so sorry, you guys.
Mhm.
Darn it! I forget the numbers, man. I just saw the video too the other day. Shoot. Usually, I didn't write anything down. Just watching it, just paying attention to the effects of it. It just seemed like it got intensified because of the area. Like I said, maybe it has something to do with some sort of electromagnetic energy coming from below and just intensifying it. And
It
none of the
could.
trees were burned.
I would think that
You
if
know,
it did that though, then let's look at it like what Jimbo taught me recently about the crystals. That someone lit a fire on one end of a crystal. I can't tell you how long it was. I forgot, to tell you the truth. But we just talked about it the other night. Someone lit a fire, a heat source on one end of a very long crystal, and the person's fingers got burnt at the other end. I don't remember how far it was, but I mean, any amount of space at all. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. I mean, maybe they did. What if they did shoot something through the crystalline quartz energies that can carry it? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's
right, right,
good question, though. That's a good thought.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I seen that video. It did look like there was a laser or something coming down. You could see like a beam
Hmm.
coming. There was a bloke walking towards it, and you could see it on the left. It looked like a beam coming down.
Yep.
From obviously like an helicopter or something stationary up in the sky. Anyway.
Yeah, and then a person that lived in the area, they were saying, the news kept saying that it was the Santa Ana winds that they were coming through, and then that they were giving more air to the fires, and that's what caused it to intensify. And I'm like, that's BS, because there was a person that was there saying that there were no winds and the fires just randomly occurred. It was like random. It happened really late at night. It was like 2 in the morning. So it makes you think like, do you really trust what they're telling you? Of course not, man. Never trust the news, ever. Don't ever trust what they say. They freaking everything they pump out is BS. You guys know that. It's never a good thing. It's always BS. Any way you slice it, man. Or they'll use a story and use it to make you feel sorry for a certain group of people, or for whatever. They have so many. They're all agenda driven, so it all depends on what they're trying to push. Whether it's for gun control or you know global warming. It's always the same crap. They're always using these angles on us. So yeah, you guys just be aware of all that crap. It's totally all fakery.
Not sure about global warming. We're hitting like record low temperatures here in Illinois in the last several years, so I don't know where it's warmer.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. It ain't no global warming. Any topics, you guys? I'm brain dead right now, so I need you guys to help me out here. um, Katz, was there something you wanted to talk about?
Hmm. I don't know how the weathers are on your side. Well, I know Eastern is getting snow, but us, I don't know about Cali, but us in Arizona, we're in the 70s, and we should be in winter, and we're not. It seems like we're in spring, you can say. I know next month is supposed to come down anyways, but and have our monsoon weather, but we're still in the 70s, and I can't believe we're already in January. And that I think it's because of the chemtrails. You know how they hit the sun toward the sun. The chemtrails, and it heats up the sun. I think, and that's why we get the heat big time. And talking about California fire, I really believe it's man-made, and I believe that it's um, from above. Whoever's doing it, they're the ones causing these fires. Because if we really look at it, there's places that didn't get burned. There's places that have. Same thing with trees. So they are targeting California for some reason. One, to give fear, and two, and just to make up some kind of a story. Because there wasn't no weather, there wasn't no rain, there was no lightning. So it has to be man-made from above, from airplanes and laser, you name it. Because, like I said, if it was like a fire, it would have come from a lightning or someone threw a cigarette or a bottle's out there and the sun hit it. You know, it's not like that because they could have controlled it and they couldn't. So that's what I think. And maybe I'm wrong. But my gut feeling says it's man-made. And don't get fear because that's what they want us to have is fear.
Yeah. I don't know what day. It was just a few days ago. They said the fire has been contained. That's what they said. I'm in New Jersey though, so I don't know. Again, you guys, I don't watch the news, but News 12 was on. I'm watching the local news to see how this storm is going because I'm gonna be out plowing tomorrow and whatnot. So I'm just watching the
Um,
news and I'm watching all these lies. I'm like, darn, this is why I don't watch the
uh,
freaking news, man.
Sorry to interrupt, Hunter.
Yeah, you're good.
Will said a fireball or something over Michigan a little bit ago. How strange, Will.
Fireball, huh?
Yeah. I'm telling you, disasters, they want to really cause it really quick. Again, fear. Again, FEMA camps. You know, it's just their agenda, they're pushing it very hard, especially in the United States.
Yeah, I feel
So
like it's like they're trying to create this fake apocalypse, if you will. You know what I mean? They're trying to like
to
say
bring
like this is
revelation
all
to
happening,
everybody.
and you see it said it in the Bible. You guys see it says it, so you guys, I feel like they're just trying to scare the crap out of everybody. I mean, that's what I
Yeah.
think. They have an agenda. They control these narratives through fear, and they use the Bible. They use all these stories, and
Um,
it's just ridiculous, man. What they're doing to everybody, and people eat this shit up. That's what's crazy.
they don't
You know?
believe it, basically. Um, FPV will put a link. Can you check what's about? And also, Carlene put a link on there and see if we can put it on there if it's no
I
copyright.
checked, I checked Wales, but it wouldn't play. I just got a white screen when I pressed play. It's something on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Can we?
What was that?
I can't play it, so I'm saying I press play on it and I just got a white screen,
Oh,
so that's something I can play. Or it's maybe Twitter restricting it. I don't know. I don't have Twitter, so you might need to be logged in to see it. I've no idea.
okay. Look at Carlene's the one she says sorry. Look at that link and see if we can. And this must be climate views something. I mean, let me tell you, they're really hitting it hard. These agendas, these weather patterns.
Flat Earth Underground said, anyone see the miracle of the dancing sun in the Philippines? 10,000 people saw it.
Huh?
Ooh, that'll be a video worth watching then.
Yeah, I asked him for a link in chat. That'd be pretty neat.
The
Dancing sun.
climate viewer, I get server not found when I try it, so I can't even go to that link.
He said in the Philippines, was this right around the time of the volcano? I wonder
I
if there
don't know.
was some
That's
sort
what.
of. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what
You
I
know
was
what I'm
sure
thinking? We're
wondering.
both thinking the
Yeah.
same thing. Like, wait a minute here.
Yep.
Well,
Hopefully he links
I've
it.
seen the dancing sun in Antarctica, and the people that were putting the videos up. I mean, there's a lot of videos. All these UFO channels were saying it's Planet X. You know, I've told you guys that before, but there was one where it showed the sun. It was dancing. It went up and down, up and down. It was like bouncing, and then it just shot up. It was really bizarre. I was like, wait, what? Um, these videos are 6, 8 years old, and um, I don't think I don't like I said before. If I think they've put they CGI'd the clouds, so they're covering up stuff so we can't see. And like you said earlier, they're probably going to add more because they don't want you to see anything like anything there. So it's they're going to lie, they're going to cover it up.
He said he's at work. He can't find the link right now, but it's okay. We can try to look it up too. It'll be neat to see.
Okay. I read something and I don't remember what place, but I saw it on like Google when you read some news, something about UFOs. They saw UFOs, and shoot, I was gonna write it down and read it tonight, but I totally forgot. Maybe next time if I can find it. It has to do with the UFO that they saw. So I'm telling you, the deception is gonna be around the corner. People are gonna fall for it. Where aliens, UFOs landing and taking over the world, and you know what? It's all fake. It's their agenda to for us to believe in that. And there's no UFOs. There's no. It's the government. I believe that the government is the ones that did all these UFOs. You know, saucers. I'm gonna say. Just so they're ready for the last deception. And people are gonna fall for it. They're gonna get scared. They're gonna have more fear than ever. So just to be close out, look out for it because that's their agenda.
I agree with you, but I feel like they're probably not going to go in that direction because a lot of people are aware about that, and they might want to switch it up and use the apocalypse. You know,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
rapture. They
Right.
want to like scare people that way,
Yeah, they're gonna say
and
it's a
then
rapture.
fake a rapture or fake an alien invasion. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just freaking science fiction. it's it's ridiculous, man. It really is. But yeah, people need to be aware about that. That's really it. Yes, the truth is subjective, but you have to just draw your own conclusions, and you have to just filter out all the crap, and then you'll know what we're talking about. I mean, we can't spoon feed everything to you guys. You have to draw your own conclusions and know that everything that's
uh,
going on is just a lie.
PB, there's another link from Carlene. Please, can you check? I tell you.
Yeah, that link you put in the back chat one, I'm not sure if we can play that yet. We might get a copyright strike, so we better not. About checking first.
Okay. Also, the one Carlene put on chat.
Okay, the geoengineering watch one. What are we looking for here? Anything in particular?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just asking Carleen about this link, the
Oh.
geoengineering website. Is there something on there she wants us to look at?
I don't know. We need to really check into these weather patterns. I mean, I know you guys are doing it one, with earthquakes, volcano, and but there's more to this. It connects to all that, doesn't it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, but honestly, I just have ran out of time to work on some of these things. I feel like I go in a direction and then it starts to take me in a different direction, and so I have a lot of things that I'd like to do, and I just am running out of time to do them, I guess.
Yeah, weather patterns. I was looking at a nice tornado video the other night. There was a guy following one in his car. You could look up into the sky, and you could see it was going to this narrow point, and it was all lit up like white round it. It was just like going around the inside of the halo, basically. That's what it looked like to me. And I thought, wow, knowing what we know now, and if it's technologically driven, that just needs a tweak, and you're going to get less tornadoes, less destruction. So, yeah, there's a little tweaking job there for NASA.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense because where I live, we get lots and lots of tornadoes, and they don't so much hit my town, but we're down in a little bit of a dip, a little small valley, not a deep valley, but so they kind of go around us. But like spin, it's a pretty big area in the sky, but it's a perfect circle. Like it could be coming around those halos. You know what I mean?
Well, I would
I
say
didn't
that's
ever
what's
think about
starting.
it that way.
That's what's starting them off. Definitely starting them off, because when one of them spins it fast, that's what it's gonna do, generate that rotating toroidal field below it, which is basically a tornado.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll probably go up to a certain speed, and then it possibly just lets go, and then it goes, it runs off by itself, a tornado. Either that, or it's jumping from one halo to another, going along doing it.
I don't know about everywhere else in the states, I'm sure, and that'd be Kansas, Oklahoma. I'm not sure about Missouri, but I imagine Illinois. You look at the skies in the springtime. I mean, we get a lot of different funnel clouds, but they just don't happen to come down and touch ground. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is during these lightning storms. I think the electricity is making it, go faster. You think? I mean,
There's another couple of links. Sorry, one Colleen put up there at PV.
Yeah, I'm asking Carlina, what is it she's wanting to look at? And I'm on one of them sites now, the geoengineering link, but what is it she wants me to take a look at?
Just look at the weather pattern, the geo modification. It's all about the weather. That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, I do watch a couple of them, but not a lot. Now I know what's kind of creating the weather patterns. I don't look at it as much.
She's saying it's the bit Sean was talking about Jim Lee taking the info about the chemtrails in the United Nations. Looks like we have recourse to sue them. It has been done in the past.
Yeah, I was going to say the UN will be behind it. I thought she meant take it to them to have a listen to, but yeah.
United Nations behind everything.
Yeah, that's the bad guy.
Yeah, definitely.
United Against Humanity, I think it probably stands for.
Yeah.
United Globalists. Yes, I've seen a lot of pages like that where there's there is some high profile people talking out about chemtrail. It's not just the average person like we are on YouTube. There is high levels of people doing it, but you can't keep up to date with what's going on. I noticed a lot going on in the States at the back end of last year. I forget the name of the guy now. He's known. He's known, and he was making a big fuss about it. So. Yeah, it needs more pressure, Start getting it banned. I think you have to ban it on a local level. Get your governors to protest against it and say we're banning it in this state. And the other states need to catch on. But the problem with that is all these states are politically controlled. Some will ban it and some won't.
I don't know. Just how the weather pattern are just wacko, you can say. The hurricanes that happen, I mean, one after another, the earthquakes in Mexico, one after another. I mean, it's just doesn't make sense.
The problems with governments now, they will not enter into lip service. In other words, they will not be answerable for the work they're doing, basically. They will not speak to you about it, like you're nothing to do with it. That's the terminology the EU use. They will not enter into lip service. In other words, they're not going to talk to you about it. They don't want to know. That's the attitude from the EU, and I would say the UN is going to be exactly the same.
What else? Well,
I've emailed politicians in UK before about certain issues, and I've got the same thing back. You might remember Nigel Farage. He came over to the States to support Trump, or be an advisor to him, because Brexit and Trump were the same kind of Brexit from the same problem, the globalist grand agenda. And I wrote a couple of emails to him, and the response he gave me was the same. The EU will not enter into lip service. That's where I got the word from. It was a reply I got from him. He says they will not listen, they will not talk. They refuse to talk to you as if you don't matter. You mean nothing to them. It's their way or the highway, which their way is the highway, one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump, man, he promised us so many things that he's done some, and he hasn't done the really true problems that we have. Instead, it's making it worse. He says unemployment, but unemployment, I mean, do have jobs, right? But unemployment is very high still. I mean, there's so much he has not done. I know it might not be him, it's the establishment that is making him do what he has to do for them. But I believe when you're in charge of a country and you give your word, they should keep it, but unfortunately they don't.
Yeah, they come in with the best intentions or alleged to, and then it just gets blocked left, right, and centre, doesn't it? What Carleen was saying there is, take your pick. There's various things going on different layers of the atmosphere. But I would rather, someone came on that is their research. Although we do look at little bits and pieces of it, and we can pass it on like we do now. I would rather get someone on that'll sit and give you a good half hour, a good hour's talk about it. Like a proper presentation on it, go through various things. I'd rather let someone do that because it's not something I've got the time to do. I've got my own research going on, but I do keep up to date with it. And we always share information on here when we see it. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to get someone on that's more proficient in that research, because
Yeah.
there's always going to be something new comes up. Like they found something new this spring. It's not going to be one thing that this spring. It's going to be many.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's some info about though they're going against Obama and the Clintons, but it's already going to be 4 years that Trump's been in, and nothing has been done. He hasn't cleaned the swamp out of the White House. I mean,
It's a deep swamp mind.
yeah. I mean, he has really not done anything. And see, elections are coming up. Like I said, he's gonna win against Oprah Winfrey because I heard she's running, but he hasn't really done anything. Yeah, they're gonna promise this, they're gonna promise that, and you know what? They always promise each. It doesn't matter Democrat, Republican. They always promise and it never gets completed. They only do probably just a few, just like Trump did. They go, oh, he's completing some of his promise. But the main important to me was clean air and clean water, and we have not seen that whatsoever. That to me is the most important for us in our country, is to stop the chemtrails and stop putting fluoride in our water. I know he went against the CDC. Oh wait, I think it is CDC. About the flu shots for the children and other issues. And I know he went against them, but you never heard nothing else after that. So I don't know what went wrong or what he agreed or disagreed. I don't know.
Yeah, clean air and water, that's not too much to ask for, is it? Basic essentials for life. And you're struggling to get them now. That's how bad it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it bothers me because, he promised, right? It's like I'm running for city council, which someone asked me to do that, but I'm not ready for it yet. But it's like me promising the city where I live, the district. And unfortunately, if I back down, that's not giving your word, So for instance, I say, well, we're going to do this to our area, and because of the funds are there and you don't complete it, then they're going to say, well, you said this, you said that, you were supposed to do this. And you have the funds there, but you don't use them. Instead, they take them for something differently. Like, for example, the lady that is our city council where I live, they found out she was stealing our taxpayer money and using it for something else from another state, sending the money there. And we had an airplane that it's from Luke Air Force Base, and they dedicated it to the city I live. Well, they ended up taking it and gave it to another state. So that's tax money that we paid for that to be there. So it doesn't make any sense how what she's doing is just she's stealing from us. And that's a city council. I mean, representative. So, I mean, there is so much that I have found out what's going on in my city, my district, and it's crazy. You vote for them, and they do good deeds, and then later you find out they're doing something else dumb. So they're trying to stop her from running again, or have signature for her to get out. And they asked me to run, and I'm like, I don't know if that's the good thing for me to do. It'd be nice, but no, I'm not ready for that, on me. So, but yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with our governors, our senators, all that. That's BS. They're running again. What is it, Senator Blake? I'm not voting.
That's the problem, isn't it? When they start running, they've already been chosen before they run. So all you've got is a list of chosen people to select from. It's a big stitch up, really.
Yeah. But I think it's in our country. I think it's in all the countries. They abuse and take, and there's nothing to give.
Hey, how about Judge Janine? Ask her to run.
Who?
Judge Janine.
Oh,
Hannity. How about Sean Hannity?
she would have been. I wish she did. I really wish she did. Let me tell you, she has a lot of people following her, and she will get it if she ran. But I don't think
She would be a good candidate, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. She is. God, it's been a long time. I haven't followed any of them for a while. So yeah,
they'll act like royalty. All the ones you see getting put in now, they won't make state funerals for themselves. Like they've elevated themselves. It's serfdom. They weren't put there to be like that. Put there to run the country, not drag it into the ground.
Yeah, I think each government, they already know who they're gonna pick for their president, or what is it? What's the other one? Like a prime minister. They already know who they're gonna pick because they already know heads up. Hey, this person's gonna run. They need to win. So they do a heads up already. Like right now, the 4 years is coming up for Trump, and they already know who's gonna win. See.
And it's these parties that pay for these UAF, United Against Fascism, or what do you guys call them over there? Them gangs that go out in the streets protesting.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's these political parties that fund that as well. The ones in UK have been caught funding them.
These riots. I'm telling you, it was all planned for these riots everywhere around the country. It's all planned out. And unfortunately, a lot of us are still asleep. Same thing with the topics that we've been talking about. They're still asleep. And so we just have to really push it forward on these topics and keep, like Totter said, keep saying it, until people keeps talking about it. Other hangouts and, away from Flat Earth hangouts, because there's hangouts that are not with Flat Earth. I mean, we have a voice and we should speak it. So, unfortunately, a lot of people won't. I think I'll be a good councilwoman, I guess you can say. But I'm not ready.
What do you think, Mike? No comment.
It's your country, Juan.
No, I asked Mike, not Juan. You can comment now if you want one. Mike says no comment.
I agree with Katz. I honestly believe that these elections are already predetermined. I've been thinking that for a while. I try not to get too much into the politics because, one, I just don't think our voices matter.
Yeah.
And two, it's really upsetting. I mean, it really is. It makes you want to scream at the top of your lungs about why are we so stupid. I mean, I don't understand why it's because we have no control. That's the bottom line. We have absolutely no control over who goes into our offices. I'd imagine that it's like that in most of the countries that the UN have control of. United States being one of the big ones. They have complete control over here. And they just put whoever they want. I think Trump was put in. He had his great ideas and he had his great agenda and he talked a lot of very good stuff. But I think that putting him in office was more of the reason to keep us divided more so. He's a sassy man. He's outspoken. He says a lot of crap that he doesn't regret. So I'm not going to say it like that, but just a lot of comments and very immature. It's a way to keep us divided. you know, kind of like him and the North Korean guy arguing over Twitter. Really, that's our countryman. And I mean, I'll stand behind him because he is our leader. I don't have a choice. I'm not going to wish to God that our driver crashes and burns, you know, because we're the ones that are behind him, and we're going to crash and burn right along with him. However, I just don't think we have a choice ever.
We
Not
never
ever.
did. We never
No.
you know, and it's not just that country; it's all the countries.
Yeah.
They don't hear our voice. They don't at all. I mean, it's sad, you know. But if they would have heard us,
Politics.
go ahead.
Well, you guys know politics is just a game. It's
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's all an act. These guys are all a bunch of actors playing the part, and
very
we
true.
need to disempower these people. That's what we need to do. This is what I think. I'm sort of an anarchist in that sense. I mean, I do believe in nationalism and having borders and somewhat of control, but I mean, the people that are running this, we need to disempower them and put the right people in power. But that's the thing. They give you this illusion that you're voting and that your vote counts and the person you're voting for is going to be that winner and he's going to make a change and things are going to be different. And it's all BS, you know? It's just another control paradigm, if you will. Just another, it's a fantasy, you know? That's what it is. It's just, that's how I see it. It's just all BS. You know? That's why I don't get into
100%. You know, I've followed
like religion.
I've followed it for a few years before it came to flat Earth, and you know, it doesn't take you long to work out it's all the same game. In any pick a country, your politics is a mirror of the EU. I can see exactly what's going on over there, and it's coming from the EU. It's the same policy. They're all running the same agenda, basically. You've got to get out of it. You know, Brexit and Trump was supposed to get you out of that situation, but it's not happening. You know, we're still waiting for our Brexit, and Trump can't keep his promise.
Yeah, Brexit.
You know, they can't let it go because
they're
part of the bigger lie. So they won't want it to split up.
Well, seeing as we ran
For flat Earth is we have you said Brexit. We have globe exit. We want to exit the globe. We want to what is it? We want to separate ourselves from that paradigm. You know, we don't accept it.
Right.
We don't have to accept it. Ultimately, it's our decision. And the politics as well. It's like do something about that. It's something that really needs to be.
It's been infiltrated and corrupted.
I can't think of anything right now, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm like really out of it right now.
It's like
Hello,
what
Zulu.
you said. Hi, Zulu.
Hi, Zulu.
It's like what you said, Flutter.
Hello, hello.
That there's a movement in Flat Earth has the politics. That's our politics.
That's what you guys came to Flat Earth. Hey, Zulu, you guys came to Flat Earth because you guys are going down the politic rabbit hole to Flat Earth because Flat Earth is a political movement. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I could agree with that. There is definitely some of that direction. Steered me in this direction. That's what I tried to say.
I think many of us.
Yeah, it's what led me to flat Earth. I kept noticing these high-profile people going to Antarctica, and I thought, well, you know, why keep going there? And every now and then you would come across flat Earth videos, and I never took it serious at first, up till about 2 years ago, and then started looking into it more and thinking, wow, this has got some merit, you know. I can't debunk this myself. So that's what kind of got me into it. all these high profiles going to see the penguins. The penguin tour.
That's funny.
I missed that last part. What'd you say?
There could be an evil penguin, you know, behind all this.
There's
an evil something behind all this.
Yeah. Well,
so, Cats, I've got
ready
some.
for the snowstorm?
Yeah, it's snowing already. It's cold out. I'm sitting on my front porch. Got maybe about an inch of snow
already. Oh, you already got an inch?
Yeah, and that's not. It's supposed to start at like 4 a.m. The big storm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go work with a friend of mine. I'm gonna go plowing tomorrow, and
Nice.
that should be good. Yeah, it should be pretty good. I haven't done that in a minute, but it's like riding a bike, you know.
Excuse me.
Salud.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Dave,
But
I mean,
yeah, man, looking forward
What
to
were you
that.
going to
Go
say?
ahead,
What?
Cats.
Oh, I was gonna say, Cats, I have some real good natural things to show you. I don't know if you saw that video, but it was very hard to read. But this book has a lot of really natural ways to treat and help all these infectious diseases that we're just pumped full of poison to prevent. Measles, rubella, mumps, chickenpox, whooping cough, influenza. It all can be treated naturally.
mm-hmm.
So,
Very
I just,
true.
yeah.
Thanks. I mean, all that info is out there for all of us to look at,
Yeah.
and not fall for all those medications that they give us. You know, and then the top of that, they give it to you, right? But then they'll control it. Like here in the state, they already passed a law. You only can get so much. That's even in the hospital. So if you get in a car wreck and you're in pain, they only give you so much, and you have to take the pain. In other words, hack the pain. And you're talking about, again, trying to save lives, and they changed the laws.
Yeah, you're right about pain meds. They're doing that here in New York. They the dermatologist, who is an MD, a doctor, who she was explaining to me, because I ended up getting shingles at the beginning of last year. And she was telling me that if you get treated within 72 hours, you have very less chance of nerve damage and permanent pain. And she said, if you have any pain, I have to refer you to someone else who is allowed to give you pain meds. I'm like, what the hell is that? And you're the doctor. Why can't you give me pain meds? I mean, I don't want Percocet and all that stuff anyway. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. It makes me itchy, and I don't like it. But if you need it, you need it. I just don't get it. You're right. There's so much more natural things to do instead. You know, these things that they say are killing us. Well, hasn't this stuff been around for years and years, long before pharmaceutical companies? Although, did you hear Jibby was telling me that Merck, MERCK, that pharmaceutical company, is actually a family that was doing pharmaceuticals since the 1500s.
Wow.
That's where that company comes from. It's like, holy crap. For hundreds of years, they've been trying to pump us full of crap.
They probably invented the Black Death and all the other things going on in the past.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Me neither.
there are doctors that will tell you about healing plants. I mean, there are doctors that are truthful, and they'll tell you do this, do that, or they'll do it themselves and bring it to you. Now, there's doctors don't give a, about the patients. They don't care. All they care is about money-wise now. But also, they're controlled by our government. You only can do this. You only can do this much, and so they can keep their license. But there's also doctors that will resign because they don't agree what the government is doing to their patients and to those that are needed. Well, like in the hospitals and stuff, rest homes. You're talking about rest homes. They have to cut down on their medications on these elderly, and it's so sad, because they need it. But again, their agenda is to let,
Yeah. Or even my blood pressure meds, they used to give me 6 months supply at a time, and now they'll only give me 30 days. No, I'm sorry, they used to give me 90 days at a time, and now they're like, oh, we can only give you 30 days at a time. It's like, why? I need this forever.
No.
Yeah, they're weasels. They're all weasels. All they care about is I got to make my Porsche payment or my mansion payment. How many times can I bill you for things that I didn't even do?
Exactly.
I got a bill for when I was in the hospital in August with pneumonia for stuff they didn't even do. I've been disputing it. I'm like, they didn't even do this.
Mhm.
Why are you paying them?
It's so sad because in your insurance quote, I'm gonna say, it's supposed to be involved with their emergencies, and stuff. Yeah, you pay a copay, okay, but then you get a bill from another doctor that it's not related to the plan, you can say, but it's just to take more money out of your pockets, and it's sad because the elderly, I know some that has spoken to me that sometimes they have to choose to get their medications. And sometimes they have to get the medication and leave the bill on the side, which they shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
If you're wondering what's playing here, guys, I'll let one tell you this one. There you go, one.
The book, yeah, the book is a book I have. It's called Aromatherapy, and what it is a book full of natural ways to treat everyday afflictions, serious infectious illnesses, and like skincare, just stuff like that. It's all natural though. So you said blood pressure, Zulu. So I'm sitting here looking it up, and I'm just wondering if your doctor also told you to avoid eating foods with a lot of animal fat, sugars, and over refined flours, because that's a
Of
huge
course not.
cause.
Of course not.
Okay.
And I know it's sugar. It affects me so bad. I'm going to be diabetic if I'm not careful. Unless
Yeah.
I know it's sugar, because if I eat too much bread and sugar in a day, I'm up every hour taking a leak when I'm trying to sleep. Every hour I got to get up. It's ridiculous. And I know it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for your diet, try
But they didn't
changing.
tell me that.
No, try changing to fresh and unrefined foods, especially with a lot of vitamin E. Vitamin E will help lower it. Avoid a lot of red meats and animal fats, a lot of salts, and all the refined wheats and sugars. And that's that stuff that has the, what's that called? Bromine? Is that what it's called? Yeah, the
I think so.
bromine. So those flours and stuff that contain that bromine, very bad for you. Try
It,
to avoid
it's terrible.
alcohols.
It's almost like I can't eat anything.
Yeah,
Everything, it's bad. It's so messed up,
it's
That's
this
the
world.
food
it's
chain.
And I don't want to
terrible.
say this country, it's this world.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's the full food chain's contaminated with chemicals, basically. The chemical diet we've got everyone on.
but what you can eat is a good diet with plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh fish, lots of cereals and grains. Try to avoid the red meat and vegetable oils and other animal fats, and it might
But
help
you also have to be
regulate.
careful when you say cereals, because it's not like Fruit Loops that I should be eating, because that's total sugar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Certain things. Okay.
yeah. You don't want to eat those sugar-filled ones. You'll want to stick with like what your
Well, you want
granola type cereals.
natural honeys. Go for honey instead of sugar.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Or that coconut sugar, oil, sweetener, whatever it is. It's coconut milk or something like that. But that's a really good one too. And it's not as sweet as sugar, of course, but it would substitute it and take the sugars out of your diet. So I just thought I'd share that. But the whole book itself is really amazing. I'll try to see if I can't get a video out on a lot of this stuff that we deal with every day. You know.
Yeah, I kind of believe you. My wife has started doing this thing where she gets this, it's like a bracelet. It's some kind of porous stones, and you put the oil directly onto the stone instead of your skin, and it relaxes you. And she says she feels a
Well,
little better, and her sinuses are a little clearer. And
hmm
so I don't know. I believe
you
there
can
is something to it.
you can also have copper. Copper is really good if you put it on your body. It's
I
good.
want to do that silver stuff, and because
Oh,
also I was wondering, why are these precious metals, if we all over, why are they really valuable and precious? I think it's because they used to use them to ingest them.
mhm.
I mean, gold, silver. If silver has properties, gold has properties. Best
Mhm.
conductor and all that. So why wouldn't our nervous system work better if we got some of that in us? You know, I
I've
wonder
got-
if that's the whole
a lot
thing.
better. It'll supercharge your body. Yeah, it's good for you. They're the kind
Yeah.
of elements we do need, natural and pure. You're not
Yes.
getting the purity anymore. So yeah, I used to make my own colloidal silver. All you need to do is buy 99.999 pure silver and put it through like an electrolysis system. And you will get a nice batch of colloidal.
Yeah, I want to
silver.
try it.
You got to, it's
Looks
got to
very
be pure.
simple.
You don't want to be using the mixture. And with the copper one, do be careful, because it can turn your skin like a greeny blue color.
Is it,
Right, right.
But
They also-
it is good for you.
they also have the bees. They get them and they also use them as to release pain. So if you have a back pain, what they do is get the bees and put it exactly where your pain's at, and let them, sting you, and it helps you with the pain.
What
There's
you should
a
be
I
video
doing-
believe it. I
what
mean,
should
if
be
you
doing
think about it,
distilled
pain
water,
is
right?
not. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but distilled water. If you make distilled water, what you could do there is drop a piece of pure silver in with it. Leave it in for a few hours. That drink's going to be really good for you, because when you've distilled it, what you should be doing then is adding to that water the things your body really needs. You can put your copper, your silver,
Oh,
your
because you
gold.
just removed everything from it.
Yeah. So it's ready for you putting in the purer stuff. You know, you get out the tap's garbage now. It has to be distilled. So yeah, get the
That
purer
makes
metals
sense.
in there, and just leave it in overnight and drink it the next day. That'll be as good as you would even need to buy it. Just buy one piece of a strand of pure silver and drop it in, and just if you've got a big jar of it, just leave it in there. As long as it's pure, it's not going to harm you.
Cell phones.
Yeah, one drops out, the whole drop out.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say that if you think about it, and I think about this because I think of Buddhists and monks and stuff like that. Pain is not a physical thing.
Mm-mm.
It's just an electrical impulse. It's just, a computer sending a signal to another computer and it's reading that information. So it's not a physical thing. And I can see how there is definitely something to that also. That if you, also can somehow figure out, I mean, I'm not good enough to use my mind. I play and I try to disconnect myself and, I'll be laying on the couch and see if I can disconnect myself where I feel nothing of my body. Nothing. I can't feel my toes, and that's hard in itself. And I wonder if there's a way to shut that off. How come some people have a high tolerance of pain compared to others? It's still damaged tissue. Damaged tissue is damaged tissue. So your body knows that. It's telling you that. But how come some people could be like, oh, okay, let me go get this dealt with, and others are a complete basket case from a paper cut,
Yeah.
Somehow
Yeah,
it's
you
got to
gotta
be.
find your switches.
Yeah, somehow it's got to be in your mind. Like it has to be a mind power. Because have you ever seen the kids? Okay, the kids, they'll be running along, want to fall and hurt themselves. And if they don't see the blood or if the parent doesn't react, they're fine. As soon as mom goes like that, it's like, bah, the kid starts screaming.
Exactly.
It's in your mind, I think. You have to learn like that I think you got to learn that. I can't do it. I'm a big baby. So
See, I'm weird. I can handle a broken bone. I could handle my bone sticking out of my flesh because these are things that have happened. I could handle my finger being cut off and no pain, no crying, no nothing. As soon as I get the sniffles, I'm a jumbling ball of crap sitting on the couch. I'm miserable. Can't handle it. Can't cope. So yeah, there's definitely something to that.
well, no offense, but I think that's most typical guys. They get a
Well,
little
yes,
sniffling
right.
nose and
And why
they're
is that?
upset. But they could certainly
Why?
cut off their damn finger and be like, "Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me."
Yes. And why is that? Why are we like that?
I don't know. But
Can't
women can have babies and they don't cry and fuss about it. But
exactly.
let 'em
I
get
could
sick.
not imagine I'd be nice, being stretched and not, I just couldn't even imagine. It's, I don't know, it's weird to me. Especially, you know, I know what's going on. I'm an EMT, so I get it and I see what they're doing, what's happening with the body. But it's just like, wow, women are amazing, amazing creature. Amazing. Guys are just brutish. You know, that if we can lift it, move it, break it, then we're good. If we have to reason with it, we are.
Yeah, it's been said that women have a higher pain threshold than men. I could agree with that definitely. I mean, you guys physically, you gotta have babies, so there's got to be some circuit. You got to be wired differently, giving birth. You know.
Yeah, all these pussies are driving past. I'm sorry, all these kitty cats are driving past my house so slow. It's not that bad out. And you're right, Trotter. Uh-oh, did I drop? Oh, no, I'm still here. Hello. Hello out to the chat. I don't even know who was out there. I did want to say hello to Eternal Padawan. We were having a chat about choice and politics. He's cool. Or her. I don't know. I don't know if Eternal Padawan is a boy or girl. It doesn't matter. I just want to address you properly. I was watching a thing earlier. This guy, Ben Shapiro, was talking to a panel about transgender. And he's a little rough, but I mean, he's logical. He was saying, look, if you have those chromosomes, you're a man. You know, you mutilated your body to make you look like a woman, or vice versa. And he was just boiling it down to that. And the transgender person was furious. Holy crap. He grabbed him by the neck, threatened him, all this stuff, and said, meet me in the parking lot. I'm going to kick your ass and blah, blah, blah. And this was all on camera on TV. And this Ben Shapiro went to the courts, presented his evidence, tried to have him press charges, and they're like, nah, we're not going to touch it. It's kind of a sticky situation. And it's like, but if he did that to a woman, he would have been arrested in a second. It's like, I don't know. I just get weirded out when people try to use their differences to, I don't know, further an agenda. Maybe that's everything I don't like. I don't know. Like, I was upset over the whole dispute. Should we have a third bathroom for transgender? Well, I don't think so. If you have a vagina, you go to the woman's room. If you have a penis, you go to the men's room. I don't know any other way. You know, I explained to my son that those are just people who feel or think or know they're not what they are and they want to be the other way. You know, I don't tell him to judge or anything like that, but why do you get special treatment? You know, everybody wants special treatment because I'm more special than you. No, we're all here together. We're all struggling with the BS. I don't know.
I think it's just more divide and conquer, Zulu. You'll probably get a political party appearing soon called the Transgender Party or something.
You're probably right. You are probably right. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, they're assuming power and authority over what people do anyway. You know, people think like that whether they've got politicians or not. It's not a political thing. It's a personal choice thing, isn't it? It's nothing to do with politics.
Hey, I'm going to split for a little bit. I got to turn my stream on. I stream Sergeant's show, so there's a chat. So I'll pop back in.
Yeah, okay. Catch you later.
Or unless you guys want to go over there and chat with people for a little bit. I don't know. Thanks, cats. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Love you guys.
Yeah, Zulu, we'll see you around, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Bye-bye. Love yous.
Peace out.
I hate politics now. Well, I did all the time, really. I was just following it to learn through it to see what the hell's going on. Who's who?
You guys, I think my phone's going to die, so I'm driving right now.
Hey, no driving on the job. What, are you going to drop out, Trotter? Did you mean?
Yeah, he's probably dropped out. Well, what do you guys have also to say? I mean, we cover politics, we cover weather. A little bit of what one does, the earthquakes.
Yeah, we do have more research going. We're still researching in the background. We'll have more of that to show again soon. We'll do another research night update. I think what we can show you. Now we'll keep it. We'll keep it for the research night.
Yeah.
Make a video from it again. Then it's like all in one video again. That's the best way, so you can look it up. It's 12 channels, and it's on at least 3 channels or more. Then.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow I'll be in Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get out on the lake if it ain't too dang cold. I mean, I'll bundle up and see if I can't get some kind of shots from across the lake tomorrow, just because I'm up there, why not? So,
Yeah.
so it should be fun. We'll see. It's work oriented. So.
A globe debunking run then.
Yeah, while I'm up there doing some work, why not? On the company tab, sure thing.
Yeah, just zoom camera and off you go.
Exactly. Hopefully I'll be able to see across the shoreline, if I can get some buildings or something. It'd be a nice little shot to show.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you put your link on in the chat so they can sub you, because you're open, what, 24/7 now?
I have days
Right.
of it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know I was there and I'm like, where did she go? And I saw you say something, I'll be right back or something like that. So I went back and you weren't back. I'm like, okay.
Well, I was watching that stream. I think it was last night or the night before, and I think people were falling asleep in it because of what I was playing. I really do. I'd pop back in occasionally, and nobody was talking, but there were still people in there, and I'm like, well, maybe they fell asleep. I was playing those solfeggios. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's all the different hertz tones. Did you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat. Those are they make me feel really nice. Yeah, I'll link it out there.
As long as YouTube aren't downsampling it back to 440.
Yeah. I mean, I went there and I'm like, where did she go? And I saw a few, what is their name? Oh my gosh. I forgot who was there, but Otter something. He was there and someone else. So I just left. And then I came back and nobody was there. I just left. I kept like 3 times I came back. I said, okay, I gotta go. So anyways, what else are we gonna talk about?
What would the chatters like us to talk about? Let them have some input.
Do you guys have any questions in chats about anything we talked about, or do you guys want to talk about something? I mean, it's any topics.
I'm sorry. I keep getting phone calls from work, but I'm trying to get my link out there for these guys.
There's a link that Dee put out there. FPV.
Yeah, it's for Solfeggio tones. That's one's been playing on a stream. My brother plays them a lot. It does my head in. He comes round and he puts them on loud in the background. And after like 10 minutes, oh, come on, turn it down, will you?
See, I fall asleep with them on sometimes, and not every night because it can. I mean, yeah, sometimes it seems to just kind of pound into your brain.
Mhm.
But I like them.
I would go for ones like, a seaside kind of noise. Minus the gulls. You don't want the gulls. They're annoying. Mine. No, like water sounds, things like that. That'd probably be better. Better nature ones. No, that is the sound of nature, isn't it? Like rivers flowing, things like that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
one dropped out there.
Oh, sorry, I'm having issues.
are you too?
Them damn
Yeah.
satellites.
Yeah, no kidding.
I
Satellites.
was saying, man, try go for proper nature sounds, maybe in like running water or sounds from the beach. Minus there was damn gulls. Mine. You know the gulls. Yeah, try
Yeah.
like water sounds, streams, them kind of noises. They'll be better as a background noise.
Yeah, I like those too. I have a lot of those.
Now
The nature ones.
that is the sound of nature, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It can all put you in a nice peace state though, and we can regroup our thoughts in that manner, I think. So do you like that kind of stuff, Cats? The music and the nature musics?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Do you like to listen to them nature musics and the different tones and stuff?
Yeah, I do. I hear all different kind of music. But my favorite is country music. But yeah, or trance.
She likes trance now.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the trance. Yeah, it's good music, that.
Yeah.
We find her?
There you go, Mum.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking at work. I'm sorry. I forgot to mute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I will talk to chats real quick. Anybody that's hearing, anybody that's in chats, we do have special guests coming next Wednesday. I'm not gonna say this person's name, but you guys should, please be here. We also have another guest that hopefully this person will let me know by tonight or tomorrow. And if it will be probably on a Saturday or probably be this week. This person, many of you guys know this person, and the other one that's next Wednesday for sure. Just don't know the time. Might be 6 o'clock our time, my time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern. Pacific is 5 o'clock UK. I think it's 12, 1 around there. So stay tuned. I know we're gonna be probably busy in these days with these two special guests. And I'm trying to get more other guests, and hopefully, cross my finger, I do get a hold of them. So just stay tuned. So I appreciate everybody supporting this channel. But just I'll probably put it ahead, like a couple of hours ahead, so you know who these guests are, so you can join us that day. For me, it's an honor to have them on my channel. Well, really our channel, Totter, FPV and I. Of course, Totter is the one that always will lead on the questions. So but please stay tuned for that. What's coming up? So I hope you guys enjoy it that day. Anything else, FPV? Totter?
I put Juan's channel in chat there so people can subscribe to it in case they haven't heard of it or got a channel. There it is if you want to subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
Some good content going onto our channel there. Some really good educational videos in a playlist as well that you should look at.
Yeah, and I do a lot of the research 24 streams too, just like UFPB, so we can kind of share everything we have with our different people.
Yeah, same playlist just about. Yeah.
Yep, you gave it to me, so.
Anything but research, I try and make a video from it, take it from these streams and make it into a video, just, the research relevant parts, and I up it to mine and share it with one, so we've got copies just of the research parts alone. Because, we do wander off at times, like when we do a research night, when we finish the presentations, we normally, just chat about anything after that, so I normally cut it there, and then it's just pure research stuff going on to the video. Well, I try to anyway. So yeah, they will find it sooner or later, won't they? That's the plan. Sooner or later, they're going to come across this research and it'll resonate. Some part of it's got to resonate with someone, surely. Can't everyone out there be switched off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of things coming toward our way in this Hangouts. A lot of good guests. And of course, you guys' group has a research. You guys will have your day as well. So there's a lot of changes are coming, and guests are coming, and more info and other topics that we'll be talking about. So
what I mentioned earlier, he asked, if I had any questions about series or stuff I should have asked him. I mentioned earlier that, my worldview model is different to series is. But series is basically the same model as what Santos was following, but now Santos has seen the work we're putting out. He's thinking, starting to, he's taking this on board and saying, well, yeah, there's some validity going on here. And so far, the research that we've been doing, everything's correlating nicely. Yeah, sooner or later, series might have to look at it this way, is what I was going to say. And not the 4D option. How do we prove 4D? When I don't think we need to, because what we see in 3D works from what I can see. Yeah, sorry for sidetracking. Carry on.
Let's see, what else can I say, Victor?
FUV, continue. I want to hear more about what you think about the fourth dimension in the 3D, because that was very perplexing in a sense when he was trying to explain the reality that we're in, and I couldn't make sense of it really. That's why I said I gotta watch it over and listen to what he was saying and take notes and just like digest this. It's just a lot of information. It's a different perspective. He's talking about chakras and the seventh dimensions and how they correlate, and it's just like, to me, it's uncharted territory. I haven't gone down that road yet, so I really don't have much more to say about that. I have to look at more stuff, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, what I was saying is, if it's 4D thinking, you're going to have some way of proving it. Not people who can't just, they're not going to just say, oh, that's okay, then we accept it. They would have to ask for proof of that. And I can't really think of a way to prove that. But I think that kind of thinking is coming from the Vedic teachings. And when I looked at that, when I look at any scripture, the first thing I'm looking for is the technological connections. And I see them. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to see them sooner or later. What they're teaching. What series was mentioned, like 4D, 5D, 6D, to me actually translates to layers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 upwards. Layers being various layers of halos in the sky. So perhaps the word in that scripture was taken the wrong way. Whereas the way I would take it is they're basically talking about the different layers I'm describing, these halos. Do you follow with that? Yeah. Dimensions could just mean these layers that I'm speaking of with these halos. Layer 1 for the sun and moon, say, layer 2 for Venus, blah, blah, blah. As it, on and on, up to however many layers there is. The Mains believed there was, I think it was 13 layers. So that, in another teaching, that might translate to 13 dimensions. But yes, but a dimension is just another word for a layer, really. When you think about it, it's just, it's further up the chain of dimensions, or further up the chain of halos. If there's 13 layers of halos up there, 13 high, and that could be taken as 13 dimensions by some other beliefs there. So that's the kind of links I look for. I try and convert that to what I'm seeing, what this technology can produce in the heavens. And you're definitely looking at layers.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really interesting, man. I mean, it's good.
D said in chat there, Ceres only has the data they put out, so that needs to be remembered. Yeah, you're right. Ceres, I don't think Ceres has really took into account all the information I've been putting together, and now One Consciousness information that's got a latent line. So there's a lot he's not aware of because he's been busy with that Bitcoin program thing that they're making. He's probably missed out on a lot of videos we've been putting out, and he's going to have to look at them and consider them. What he's trying to describe in 4D quite happily works fine in 3D for me. If you're using technology.
Yeah. It'd be great to have more people on board on this as far as like think tanking this out and trying to just puzzle it together. Other open-minded, like-minded people on this topic. I mean, it's interesting stuff. I know some people are really interested in this. And then we have others that want us to of NASA and whatnot, and we need to do that too. So everyone's got their place. We just got to connect these dots and put these puzzle pieces together and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, a lot of the questions normally is about the sun and the moon movements on this model, and they're going to have to be explained, of course. But I would rather, rather than the R1 or someone else, just like taking little snapshots of it. I'd rather someone that's already skilled in that sector, say, the sun professionals or moon, whatever you want to call them. I'd rather someone, took their work and overlaid it with this model and see how it worked and taking the Enochian calendar in mind, apply it to that, because that's what I would go by. I think it's going towards the Enochian type calendar of how the luminaries are working. That's once you tie that down, it should match what you're seeing in the heavens. Match the data, and we should start seeing things happen that we're probably not, we're not recognizing a lot of things going on in them skies because they changed the calendar. Using the Gregorian calendar when it's an Enochian 364-day calendar we should be using. So yeah, there's a lot of things have been messed up. So I'd rather someone that wants to join the team brought that to the table for people to look at and say, well, yeah, this does work, or if it doesn't work, then we've got to figure out why it doesn't work. If we can't get it to work, then part of the model is wrong. And of course, if it's wrong, we're going to change. We'll stop and change whereas needed.
Yep.
At the moment, it's full steam ahead. And like one says, the workload we've already got at the moment, we've got a lot on. We've got lots to look at, lots to make videos about, and lots of content to create to bring to a presentation. So you'll see some more new stuff on the next presentation. And like I said, we're busy. We've got the underworld, the human concrete world, and the heavens to take into consideration. It's a lot for a small team, so we do need more experts on the teams there.
Yeah, I'd love to see, like you've been saying, sun and moon people to come on. Even if they've already got stuff that they've learned about, just try applying it to this map and see how it works and stuff.
That's all it would take, once they applied it and made some sense of it, I think it would start working. And, if they were happy with that and they want to continue, by all means, join the team and let's get some more content out there, show them that let's recreate this world from the bottom up. Literally, isn't it? From the underworld up.
Yeah. And then not to mention in breaking down each little piece of it, because each little piece is important, it seems. You know, they do, each little part does so much.
It's like a electromagnetic power grid.
Yeah. Well, what we're showing
Exactly.
people is we're showing people the big picture that we think is what's going on, and it needs broken down to a macro level so you can see every part of it is working as described. You know, we're not the experts on breaking it down. We can show a big picture, but now it needs dismantled, dissected, and yeah, that works. Or no, that part doesn't. We have to change this. Yeah, it's a slow, ongoing process. We're enjoying it. It's really good research in this kind of information.
Yeah, definitely. And whatever direction it takes you guys in, whether it keeps you on the square or a diamond or whatever. I mean, like we said, we don't know yet. So the more people we get on board that are interested and have something to add to this or take away, whatever it is, it'd be great. You know, it would definitely be great.
Well, I will say the Nazca lines, you know, you've seen some of them lined up now on the last presentation. I can definitely say now, if that is 100% correct, and looking at the signals we've seen on the Mimic map, it matches what we're seeing on there, then what I'm seeing on the outside of that grid would also be real, which means there is more places outside of our realm to add to this. I can see beyond our realm looking at the Nazca lines, in other words. It's going to be a lot larger than we first thought. Well, than we third, fourth, fifth thought. it's expanding all the time. You know, that's based on the Nazca lines, mind. You know, I've looked at them. I've applied them to the scale of our grid and where they would fit on land masses, and what it's saying kind of ties in with the signalling. But I can see way beyond there already at things that are well beyond the outside of our realm. You know, they go way past that 12 by 12 grid. So, do I plot them on, or we haven't got an actual map to plot them on? You know, there'd just be an avatar floating in space somewhere outside the map.
Yeah, right. I was going to ask you, did you put this grid on the AE map or any similar projections to see if there was any interconnection with that?
I did, yeah. I used the AE map. I think I used 3 different AE style maps.
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, one of them was being the one created by the Solar Noon tracking team, Antonio Subarat. But I don't know what happened there. It got copyright protected, and I got a strike, so they removed the video. But you know, the video was put out with the best intentions to show them how this worked, would overlay on that map. Normalis, you know. I heard rumors saying I stole the map. No, I didn't steal it. I asked Karen B for it, and she sent me it. So there was no instruction with it to say don't pass it around or don't do anything with it. So, you know, my work isn't basically maps; it's the underworld and the grid, and what's going on in the heavens at the moment, and a bit of the map now. But, yeah, so you know, that's what happened there. It could have been a conflict of interest because on the same video there was series map as well. So you had the AE style projection done by the Solar Noon tracking team, and the one series done. So you had 2 conflicting maps, and it could have been that you know, someone wasn't happy with and took a strike. I'm not sure what the strike was actually for, but it could have been just because one didn't want that map on with the other one. I don't know. Guessing, but you know, it was put out with the best intentions to say, look, this is how this work of mine relates to your map. Does it help you? If so, fine, take it away, see what you can do with it. You know, that's basically what I said to Karen. In fact, I give Karen and Chris private showing of the research before it was anywhere near release to show them what I was working on. Just as a heads up, and just, you know, in general kindness to say, if this helps your work, here, take some and use it. But don't mention where you got it until I release it, basically. You know, that's where I came from at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, ask Karen B, she'll confirm that with you. That's exactly what it is. That's something Karen B at all, but I don't know if it either went over her head or if it conflicted with her map. I don't know. But, you know, I wasn't map specific at that time. I was trying it on various maps. But now I think I've found the correct map that it's working with, and so far it's so good. You know, it's proven to be, it's looking good for that map. Because you know,
Yeah,
what I knew,
uh-huh.
when I found these, well, what I knew was this will help me find the right map. So that's what I was doing, trying them on different maps to see what made any sense. And so far, you know, it's come down to series the map. If it fails in the future, you know, we'll have to start reviewing that and look into other maps again. But it's looking good at the moment. So I thought I'd mention that, just clear that up a bit, because I've heard there's rumours going around and it's silliness. I'm here with the best intentions, not the worst.
Yep. Anything else, cats?
No, that should be it. I mean, you gotta get up early to work. I do too. I think.
I mean, I could hang longer if you guys want. My boss just texted me. He says that the storm is it's not coming down here so fast. It's over where Zulu is right now. I'm probably gonna get a late start, so I could hang out a little more if you want, or we could shut it down. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you guys want to do. How's the chat? Again, you guys know I don't have a computer. I'm only on my phone, so shout out to everybody in the chat. I don't know who's there, but if you guys want to acknowledge some of the peeps, that'd be pretty cool. And do they want us to talk about anything? Is anyone there that want to jump in and hang out? Anybody?
Yeah, Brenda says hi, Trotter.
Oh, right on. Cheers.
Nah, just kidding.
I don't have my chat open either. Hi, everybody.
Hello, chatters. Arlene, Flat Earth Underground, Will Bishop, One Conscious, Hope for Truth. Scroll down, Eternal Padawan. What else is here? Flight Earth Underground, Shana Hania. Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. I think I said that right. Tommy Rogers. Richard Lee Berg. I don't know if I've scrolled back about 2 hours here. Half these guys might not be here now.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's Eyes, she looks familiar.
Luke was here. Ricky was here. Shana. Hope just left. Who was here? So. Jamaican was here.
Yeah, as if the truth can be copyrighted. It's silly, isn't it? I just responded to what Dee said in jail.
Tommy, Dave, Pickles.
Aha, someone wants us to speak about Antarctica. Right, Antarctica.
Barry.
I'll wait till Katz is finished.
What's it? Did I remember? Oh, Jamie was here. Trying to figure out. Anyway, I missed. Sorry.
Flat Earth people everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, request there from Anita Van de Mark. Can we talk about Antarctica, please? Yeah, of course we can. Antarctica. I would say Antarctica is the gateway to the underworld. If you follow the video I released, the 30-minute one, going to take you back in time to the early 1900s when man took to the skies, and what were they seeing? Well, of course, they were going over Nazca, Peru, decoding and translating what these geoglyphs and lines were basically pointing to. And in my opinion, they decoded them the same as I'm doing now. Only I'm like 100 years behind them or so. And it pointed them out to things at Antarctica, the Four Corners, and the underworld. And I think that's the gateway to getting to the underworld is from Antarctica. You know, the Russians, they reported that in the 1930s, the Germans were taking masses of manpower and equipment to Antarctica. You know, you could ask yourself why. You know, they weren't just dropping flags in the ice and claiming a little piece of land, which as it happens, turns out to be the southwest portals, which would be described by the Book of Enoch, and that's on the corner of our 8x8 grid. So it's not just to do about that, but I think that is the gateway to get into what's down below and what's really working down there. Now we've marked out with the Nazca line geoglyphs where certain things in the world, in the underworld, are part of the workings of our world. The birds being geoglyphs that basically translate as transmissions or communications devices. As we noticed on the Mimic map, signaling coming from Antarctica, going to Easter Island, Hawaii, somewhere off the coast of California, somewhere northwest, which would probably be Alaska, up that direction, the southern tip of South Africa, Australia, somewhere around Somalia, somewhere around northwest Africa, not on the grid. It's going on everywhere. In other words, we're seeing signals on the Mimic map going to and from various locations, and it looks to us like it's done underground. And you're over there in the Nazca lines, once you've lined them up, say for instance the Easter Island, they lined up these geoglyphs below Easter Island. It kind of basically says there's a square structure below it. Now, when you see all this signaling going on from Antarctica to Easter Island, there's nothing on the top of Easter Island that I can see that would, send these massive transmissions. They're very big signals, they're not little tiny signals. They spread thousands of miles. So they're very big transmissions going back and forth around the world that people, I don't know if they're noticing it. Well, they've probably seen it on the Mimic map, but they're translating what it is. Where I can see what it is now. I'm overlaying the geoglyphs in the correct locations. I can see where it's going to and from. If this isn't making any sense, you'll have to start following some of our work. Because what we're revealing that we've kind of discovered is it's a technological construction. And there's things in the skies that's controlling the movement of our luminaries and its projections from down below. And CERN being a copy of one of those type projector technologies, which we would basically call an angel, like a deity. We've looked at scripture. Various scriptures are describing the same thing, the same locations. We've got real world data backing up things going on at these locations, magnetic anomalies, tornadoes, your Bermuda Triangle type events. There's a lot of correlation going on to kind of back up what we're saying. Basically what we're saying is the Nazca lines are the blueprints to our world. That's what we've been using as overlays on our work, and so far we can't fault it. It's working with real world data. Does that help on Antarctica? Oh, and it's cold there.
Good. Yeah, as far as
well, it's cold down on there actually, because the sunrises and sunsets and the moon, all kinds going on at Antarctica. But
Admiral Byrd, though, what do you think about
Admiral Byrd? I think
story names.
I think what was going on.
I think he's just part of the lie.
Yeah, what was going on there was we're going down there to start dividing the goods and who's going to get what and what country's going to get what installed in it. That's what was going on there. They weren't going there to battle Germans. They were sharing the spoils of war and the secrets from the underworld. I think it's possibly nuclear powered, and I think this is where the nuclear age was born from in 1933. In Norway, Nazi Germany, they had nuclear power stations, or the plans to start one, or the makings of one being made, which the Allies bombed. And since then, what was it, 1947? Was it I think Admiral Byrd returned from Antarctica. Well, a year later, America built its first nuclear power station. That was quick. Yeah, so
you're right
you
about
know,
that.
I think that's just one of the technologies down below. You know, now you've also got HARP. And if you're wondering about HARP, HARP's antenna array is already carved into rock at Nazca, Peru. So it tells me it's a blueprint for something that already exists here. So it's not a modern thing. It's something that's been designed by part of the world. You know, it's probably responsible for the weather patterns. If you're thinking these HARP antenna arrays are a new thing, you would be wrong. They've been here for a long time, on a larger scale as well. Looking at the transmissions you see coming from Antarctica, they've just scaled them down to smaller local size, like for localized use. So yeah, HARP, nuclear, Angel technology, the projection technology like CERN. CERN's basically a reversed engineered angel. An angel being technology that can project a halo into the sky, which the sun and moon use for navigation. You've got an origin for lightning. They harness elements. They create volcanoes. They can create, maintain, or destroy depending on the configuration. Oof, what else is there? They cause earthquakes.
Yeah.
Which we're tracking.
Well, when you say, this always makes me it blows my mind thinking like there's these rings or these vortexes or these flux lines of energy, and that's where the sun, it's on its own trajectory because of these halos. And I'm just trying to make like my question is, how can you reverse engineer that technology or tap into that sort of technology? Like, where do you even begin? Not a really good question, is it? I know, right?
No,
Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out,
It's a good question, Trot, because it has not overnight. It has been a slow release into our realm, basically. From below. This technology existed long before, and they slowly but surely have sneaked into our realm and said, "Look what we've made. We've made a CERN unit." Yeah, really? I think they existed long before man. You look at the technological leaps we've had since the early 1900s or late 1800s. It's coming from below. That's why they can't let you go there. You will see how the world works, and if you get the tour down below ground in the underworld, you would see all this technology there. It must exist there. These huge transmissions that you see on the Mimic map coming from there. They've been there since they've been recording it. So yeah, it tells me it's been there a long time. It's part of this creation.
With the weather, they use the microwave frequencies, and they shoot them up from these weather stations into the air. And I'm not sure what it does to the atmosphere and the storms, but it generates some kind of an electricity into it and makes it kind of controls it, like guides it, makes it a little stronger. They also use the power stations. So they release all the steam and steam turns into a condensation. It's liquid. They release it up into the clouds and the storm clouds. And I don't know, it may contain other elements inside of that steam. I don't know that part. I kind of think it does because I live by one of these very big power plants, and I watch different colored smoke come out of the stacks at times. And then our weather does weird things. Like sometimes it's white, and that's normal smoke, and then it turns gray, and it turned really gray just not too long ago, and we had a really big snowstorm, and then the other day it was pink. It was freaking pink smoke coming out of the stacks, and then we had an ice storm. So they're manipulating it with all these things that they've built and placed in their very strategic spots. That's what I think, as far as the weather goes, anyway.
I'm just showing some clips from Antarctica there, so you can see what the luminaries are doing at Antarctica. Watch these clips here. Who was it who asked again? What's his name? neater. These clips here are from the Antarctic webcam. Look at the luminaries. Look what's going on. You know, judge for yourself. Does that look like a normal sun going into our heavens to you? Or does it look like a plasma ball, perhaps? It's definitely changing shape, isn't it? Question from Shanna. 178. 7 and 2 equals 9. Symbol the numbers that add up to 9. Yeah, 9. It seems to be a very divine number 9. Like everything seems to terminate in a 9. You could probably relate it to Tesla's vortex mathematics. Or I think it was here long before Tesla. You know, the design of the world seems to be, you know, to this set pattern of numbers. So yeah, it's a very special numbering system. You know, I don't know the maths how you work all that out. The best person I would say for that is Matt Jerome. You know, he lives on that kind of math. We'll have to get him on one night. We'll get Matt on one night to go through these numbers. He's definitely the guy to ask because it's his kind of work. I'm just got the Halo videos there, guys. You know, so just to show, you know, these things exist in the sky, and you've seen those because when there's barium in the atmosphere. So yeah, and you'll always find the sun going around it. So you ask yourself, so you know, it's not a sundog. This is projection technology from below ground. This technology is, like I said, CERN is a copy of it. I can tell by the layout and the signature it's given off now that we're seeing from once putting on the map. It's given out the signature I said it would. The Flower of Life signature. We can see that.
I don't know if you can answer this question, but we're saying you're suggesting it's projection technology from below. Is it traceable? Can we follow this projection?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
We see the trajectory. Is there any way of finding the focal point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the bottom underneath the volcano would be a perfect place to look. As it happens, NASA seem to have a very big interest in volcanoes. But not just volcanoes, you know, they're not all making volcanoes. It seems to be a certain configuration that makes them create volcanoes. There's other types of configuration that you don't seem to see anything wild or dangerous going on with them, you know, but they're not all making tornadoes or volcanoes. So yeah, there's different configurations of them going on. The signature, when one adds some more pins to a map, we'll show you the signature. But yeah, we'll just wait till then. We'll show you the signature of one. But yeah, okay. Magnetic anomalies, earthquakes. We're tracking them with the earthquake data as well. That's kind of pinpointing where they are. You know, we see a triangle on that data. There's guaranteed there's a bit of technology there just came online, or sending a signal or doing something because it's registered on the Richter scale, so it's doing something.
Right. Now, going back to what you were saying before, One Conscious, about what Flatwater put up and how the sun goes into a different portal after 30 days. It goes into a different position or a different degree. It moves a degree or whatnot each month. What was that you were?
Yeah.
From his video?
Yeah, he said. Okay, so it started out where I believe it was the Book of Enoch he was reading out of, because he does read a lot out of Enoch. And he went from, I believe it started at Portal 4, which was on the east side. So he said the sun will enter at Portal 4, it'll travel through its path, and it will exit at sunset out of the opposite side, Portal 4. And then I'm believing, the way I understood it is it's kind of moving that little degree each day till it hits, you know, to enter into the next portal the next day. That's the way I understood it. I did put it in our link in on our chat here, but
yeah,
yeah, it was, you know, it was a little confusing to me. I said, I tried to draw it out and see what he was saying and how it worked. I did get a good idea of it, but it was kind of messed up looking, so I really don't want to share it at this time. But
no problem.
if I could work it out, huh?
Um, how does it fit into the square map, and how does it fit into the AE map? What Glenn was saying, flat water.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
And
not
I
trying
think
to get us away from the square or the round. I just want to know how it correlates with either model. Is what I'm asking. You know, I don't know. I need this video and thing, 'cause- and then even with series, what he said the other day, that's a lot of information there also to be considered. Um, again, like I said, this is where I'm at with everything. So I'm sure a lot of us are probably where I'm at. You know, I can only speak for myself. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, forget
um
it. Never
well,
mind.
no. I was going to say what I think is
Just-
the only data. Okay, so I started out doing earthquakes. And I did this it was a little bit before I even got into the flat earth thing that I was doing these earthquakes. So on the globe, it looked like a jumbly mess. So when flat earth came along and I learned about it and decided that this had to be truth because it made so
Mhm.
much sense, then I started thinking, ooh, what about putting these earthquakes on the flat map? So I did that first. I put this exact path onto the AE map. I found flaws. I found flaws like the distance that the pressure would have to travel from like Australia and a couple other areas to reach the next point where we know it hits. So that was one of my big issues was that. Um, and that's just as far as my research. I have other ideas of flaws that I found in that map, but um, my work, the quakes, that's what I questioned was how in the world does this travel this far and then hit the next spot? Now on this map, it works out really well. I haven't done as much extensive background data and research as FPV as far as different maps and his the whole grid and stuff like that. So I can't answer that part of it, but that's why I chose to follow this map is because everything that I'm doing works very well on this map and makes a lot of sense. Whereas the other two, the globe was just a complete mess. I mean, that was just a hot mess. But even the AE map, I'm sitting there going, scratching my head, trying to work it out, going, well, that maybe it has to be something different. I was just questioning it as to why it wasn't making sense in certain areas.
Okay. All right. Cool. I don't know if we ever asked you how did you become a geocentrist. You want to tell us
Me?
your story? Yeah. You.
Yeah. Well, I was always into like every conspiracy, really. When I was young, I used to read the Weekly World News as like a pastime. I was, I guess, a weird kid, but um, I mean, I've always been into these energies and stuff like that, and so then it got me into inner Earth is where I really started. I started into the inner Earth and learning a lot about that. And then the flat Earth video popped up. Of course, it was Mark Sargent's The Clues. And so I
Mm-hmm.
watched it 2 or 3 times and it really clicked the first time, but I wanted to watch it a couple more times because I was just jaw to the floor. Holy shit, the
Right.
world's
Right. Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, cats, but
Uh-huh.
like, holy cow, the world's flat. They've lied about everything. And then, like I said, I started doing the earthquakes with it, and I'm like, oh, this makes so much more sense. Even on the A map, it made more sense than the globe. And then I move on to this, and I'm like, wow, this is just really laying down into line. But that's really where it came about for me was I started with the inner earth. So I mean, I guess that's why I'm into the caves and the earthquake, just stuff like that. I'm into the energies of the inner earth and stuff like that. Still works with a
Mm-hmm.
flat world. Still totally works.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's how I
Cool.
got here.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure people were wondering how she got involved, and so just a little synopsis on what's going on there. What's up, cats?
Okay.
Is the kitty hungry?
So and yeah, it's so.
Do you want to shut it down now and we can just have another hangout tomorrow, or what do you want to do?
Mm. Well, we can
I
shut it
mean,
down
we're
because it's already late.
okay. If you want to shut it down, that's fine. We could call it a night, and we can start thanking everybody. So,
Oh,
go ahead, Katz. I'll let you do it, Katz. This is give you an opportunity to speak for a minute.
I already spoke earlier, but anyways,
Oh, when
thanks
my
every.
phone died, you were shutting it down. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah. I didn't
okay.
get your messages or anything like that when I was. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. So, all right. If she said
Sandra says
goodbye earlier,
no. Sandra wants us to continue. Is that right, Sandra?
eh,
Mm,
P9.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't care. Just give us some topics to talk about because I'm kind of brain dead today, you guys. If being totally honest, I'm like I don't know. So I don't know. Let's carry on then. If you guys want to carry on, we'll carry on. It's up to you, cats. It really is up to you, cats.
Okay, we'll continue. We'll continue a little more. Mm.
bit
All right, a
of
little bit
pressure,
more.
man. Bit of pressure.
A little pressure. It's up to you, cats. No pressure though, right? Don't worry about it. No.
Sandra, I think Sandra wants to hear more, so um, I'm trying to figure
Okay,
out what we could
tell
talk
Sandra to
about.
pick the topic. You pick the topic, Sandra.
Good night, Anita. She's
Cheers,
laughing.
Anita. Good night or good morning,
Right? Oh, you
early
pick good.
morning.
She said it's fine. Okay, well, tomorrow is Wednesday. Gosh, if you want to go on tomorrow, that's fine with me. Conspiracies we
Yeah,
can
as soon as I
talk
get home,
about.
we could something.
Yeah.
We'll get another panel going, and we'll get some of the boys in also, and we'll chop it up. Um, yeah, I'm cool with it. Either way.
Okay. Yeah. PB, do you know a next day that you're gonna do just for you guys? New series and one.
Next presentation. I'm not sure yet. We'll let you know. Don't worry. We'll wait till we've got some more things to put together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
series has more computer imaging and animations that he was gonna show us, or he's gonna put together for FPV. So that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, but I'm really out of things right now, you guys. Like seriously, I'm like I don't know if I want to go down these roads again. So if you guys have a topic you want to talk about, we continue. Otherwise, we can shut it down and we can have
Well,
another hangout tomorrow night. It's up to
I'm
you.
I'm actually gonna have to drop out of here. I have to get busy at work for a little bit.
mhm.
So I would love to come back and talk tomorrow if you guys have one though.
All right, cats will keep you posted.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
As
Yeah.
they do on television, then we'll hand it over to the weatherman and then back to cats to finish.
Yeah.
So here's
How's traffic over there?
here's tomorrow's weather, people. There'll be a sprinkling of chemtrails in the north and the east, and probably a dose of Magellans in the south. Back over to you, Trotter.
That's brilliant. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll shut it down then, cats. I want to thank everybody coming out and supporting Cats and I and FPV. We appreciate your support. Without you guys, of course, we wouldn't be doing this. And we have a strong, growing community. And I hope we can be more cohesive as a community. You know, I said this before. I'll say it again. We have to compromise a little bit with each other to get some of the truth out, or most of this truth out. Because when we're fighting and dividing, all it is just impeding the flow of the information. And the information that we're trying to provide here is the truth. So if everybody could just, suck it up a little bit, and but some people don't, so it is what it is. So just guys, just love each other, respect each other, and good things will come.
Yeah.
It's all you, cats.
Thanks everybody for taking your time to come here at the hangout. It could be an hour, 2 or 3, maybe more that you guys take your time to be on these hangouts. I thank you. again, like always, with all my heart. And like Tyler said, without you guys, we won't have this hangout. Like every one of you that has supported me from what happened from the beginning to now of shutting down my first channel and the second. Now this one, we're gonna be strong. I should get my original channel back hopefully in February. So we'll be going back to the Cat Eyes channel. But each one of you that have supported me through this, I thank you very much. I know I've seen many of you guys been here from the beginning, and I appreciate it. And those that have not made it, I hope they do join us soon and be part of this amazing stuff that's coming toward all of us, not just this panel, but everybody's hangout. I shout out to Pancho's hangout as well, and even Sun and Moon, Jamie, Des, Sanchez, Dredd, and others little hangouts.
Flat
So you
Earth
guys
Report,
support them.
Issa, everybody, all you guys, man. You guys are all
Yeah.
good.
And
Everybody's got their
support
spot,
them.
man. Everyone's got their place, all right? That's ultimately what it is. So
Yeah.
we got to stay cohesive.
Also, I give a shout out to all them too, But we need to stick together, unite together, and bring out the truth. That's all it is about, is truth. And like Tyler said, no more division, no more divide. And with all my heart, I want this to happen, that we all unite. It's just on YouTube is a little of us, but you have Facebook, Twitter, you name it, that is out there speaking the word as truth as well as we are on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure they're enjoying to be with us as well. I know they're watching as we watch them. So just unite, you guys. Our Heavenly Father, Almighty God is with us. He wants His truth to come out. No matter what, it's going to come out. Divided or united, it will come out. That's the way I feel. And with all my heart, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. Each one of you guys. And that the Lord bless you guys for being here, because you taking your time and coming here. That's all I have to say.
Sandra asks if we can discuss 5G next time. Yeah, so 5G, guys, look into that a little bit before the next one.
Who?
Sandra, she wants us to discuss some about 5G if we can next time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so we'll look into
Sure.
that.
Sure. Sandra always bring out some good vids, good pictures. I enjoy them. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see some of her work as well. So we could support her, right, Sandra? So, yeah. All right, well, we're going to say goodnight. May the Lord be with you all. So, keep together, unite together. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, good night.
All right, everybody. Much love.
Yeah,
Peace
love and
out.
peace.
So it's good night from me and good night for them. Good night, everyone.